Hello and welcome to the Singapore Grand Prix in season. It's this latest race of the Schnittchenliga. So chaos leads to glory here, given just the nature of the track and just how tight it is and how deadly it is indeed. There's 23 corners, 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, and 3 DRS zones. And every corner here leads to its own unique challenge. And long awaited since season 8 was Alfa Romeo's first victory from season 5. 3 seasons they had to wait for that victory. And we've got the C3, C4 and C5 tyres here. C5 being the fastest, C3 being the slowest, or as we all know them, the soft, medium and hards. So it's either going to be a one-stop today, medium to hards, or it's going to be a two-stop, soft, medium to medium. Maybe we'll see a few outliers, but we're very uncertain. So here in Season 8 we had a very action-packed start. Then down in turn 14, this almost free-wide moment from Deeps and Hard Stuff. Very close, very clean racing there. Back in Season 5, we had this excellent battle from Jasha and Exorix. And yeah, so that is the sort of start of this. So, as things stand at the moment, we have McLaren standing pretty comfortably at 179 points at the top of the championship. Mercedes are in second at 135 points. So not very close between those two. AlphaTauri are now in third, 102 points. Then you have in fourth Red Bull with 94 points. Now down in fifth you have Renault with 29 points. Then in sixth, tied with Renault, is Haas at 29 points as well. In seventh we have Williams with 23 points. Then in 8th we have Racing Point with sitting in 11 points, Alfa Romeo on 9 points, then rounding off the championship in 10th is Ferrari with 0 points to their name. So let's see whether that'll be able to be changed in this race. As we all know, it's a race of attrition here. So going on to the drivers' standings, we've got Doozer in the lead with Sparky in second, and Mushtin in third. So it's a 37-point gap from second to first. 41 points, then being off to Milstein. Then further back, it is really tightening up. And of course, anyone can be taking the lead of the championship from out of here, essentially. Just because of the nature of the track, any issues could lead to any things. So now let's. Oh, my apologies there. Oh, F1 is such. There we go. There we go. Love to see it. So we're in practice here, and we've got JJ sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's just. My apologies. It has been a hot minute since I have done this game. So. Anything could really happen in this race, which makes it all the more exciting. Because it's a track that is so unlike the other tracks that you have no idea what could happen. That is just what is great about this track. I personally think that this is the best track on the F1 calendar. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but yeah, and Flo will win the race. Maybe he will. Where is Flo at the moment? He is sitting down in 7th place on a 39.069. Hello, Loco. Oh, it's good to see you're excited for this. And obviously, at such a great track, you should be excited. And it is looking like it's going to be a very close qualifying. Obviously, practice. It could mean nothing, it could mean a lot, we never know. Yeah. So we've got, actually, it's really tight in places, actually. Looking at this leaderboard, you've got so many people, the 39s, multiple people in the same 10th here as well. So, you know, anything could happen here. We'll see where Doozer comes up. See, leading the championship. Yeah, it's just McLaren could be doing really well here because both their drivers are here. Since the last time I was here, there are a few less drivers. So we'll see whether there are any more turning up. I know a few people have left the league as well. But yeah, also I'm just going to turn this up, and this time it's oh. There we go. Sorry, this. There we go, that's a bit better. So yeah, also soon we will have Smurf joining me in the commentary booth. He is just doing something in a sec. So yeah, that's also actually, I disagree with myself. That was better. And it's nice to see that you like the English commentary. It's nice to see that. Obviously, is different. And also, if you have your guy you want to see, then just shout him out and we'll put the camera over to him. So let's have a look at Sparky, who's in P2 currently, in the Mercedes. Yeah, I mean, this is what I like about this track. You can have the leaders of the champion. Yeah, Harold is joining us later. I think he's just finishing off something. Yeah, he is joining us in... Actually, he might be joining us about now. Maybe now, 10 minutes. But he is joining us, so it will be 2 people here. So you don't have to deal with my annoying voice the entire time. And he can correct me on any mispronunciations I can do. Is he invalidated his next lap as well? I mean, Lordy, if you really want, we can... I don't know if since the rules we could have 3 commentators. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Lordy. I appreciate that. I do. Also, is the audio level okay? I think there were a few issues last time round, so... Oh, he's getting very sideways out there. What is the... This is what I don't ever know what the buttons are for this game. What's the what's the keyboard button for the change view? Thank you. Thank you for... Oh, it's F6. Love to see it. Oh, and Dave has gone shot up to the top of the leaderboard at 26.9. In the AlphaTauri as well. I have to say, looking, obviously, if anyone wants to talk about their favourite team from maybe their delivery for their team that they like, because obviously pre-season testing's been happening for the past 2 days, going on Sunday as well. Anyone got their team they fancy? I quite fancy McLaren right now. They're looking very, very good. And a lot of people are going to be talking about Mercedes and their performance that's currently going on. Whether it's their actual performance or not, we don't know. But yeah, they're looking a bit ropey. Obviously, you know, it could all be a ploy, but it could not, and we could have an exciting race. And Dave is going fast in the middle sector. Obviously, it's only practice, and he's on the mediums, but looks like Dave's got his handle on things, which is very nice to see. Cars, even if it's the F1 game, and obviously the F1 game is really good, but just Singapore, this track really gets me going. It's one of those tracks which is just, oh, so good, just such a good track. I should also probably change this view because it looks too much like the non-offset T-cam, which is not very pog. I'm very sorry for that. I do apologise. I can't change the... never mind. You can't do that when you're not there. But Dave's gone faster. He has gone 6 times faster. So Dave is looking properly hooked up here. 36-3. Yeah, he's looking pretty confident himself. And there's a yellow flag in sector 3. It's a Red Bull. Is it just one of them slowing down, or it might have just been? Maybe he did a little spin. I think he was just backing off from the Renault. Yeah, just something about this track, just the flow of it, just how tight it is. I really like it. It's also one of those tracks which is actually an endurance track. You have to be so perfect every lap. Oh, I love it. I do love it. I do. And Doozer has gone to the top of the leaderboard. 34-8. Dave has been dethroned. Again, maybe only practice, but yeah, Doozer not looking to be taken over in this championship, is still pushing. And I think we got everyone out on track. Adam Ruiz has gone up to P3, a 37-1. Very close to JJ as well. Everyone's just looking really close here. Look at all those 39s. Just everyone is looking super close. Let's have a look at Mushtin. Obviously, the other McLaren. And they're both doing a really good job. Obviously, that team would not be at the top of the constructors if it wasn't for two drivers. And here you also see the lovely Sam glitch, and he's gone into the pit lane. Let's have a go and look on board of BK. But yeah, it's looking like it can be a very exciting race. Because if everyone stays together, you get to both see how great. Yep. So Smurf will be, or Schlumpf will be here in about 5 minutes time, give or take. Yeah, so I mean, last race, you know, we had a very good round at Paul Ricard. Obviously, Paul Ricard will always be. I think actually Paul Ricard is one of those really underrated tracks for me personally. It always brings up good racing. It's just one of those tracks. When you have, like, oh, actually, always brings up good racing. Real life, it doesn't, but in games, it does. Like, I've always found that it does bring up some of the best racing. I don't know if anyone else would agree with me. I think everyone would say you're waffling, but I would say definitely Paul Ricard is one of those tracks which, at least in sim racing, right? Obviously, real life is different. But in sim racing, you always get really good racing. And obviously, the safety car, that brought everything into play. And it was... You do love to see it. Like, obviously, Paul Ricard, I wouldn't say hot lapping track is not good. Although hot lapping is very boring. I don't like it. But for racing, it is really good. Underrated, and he has JJ has him validated into turn 4. Yeah, it is an underrated track, really. I would say. Like, even in F1, it's underrated. Also in GT3s, it's quite fun as well. It's just one of these tracks which is it's very complicated. When you get it right though, it is very fun. It is very fun. But obviously it can also be extremely boring. Because it's also Paul Ricard. This is actually the prophecy of Paul Ricard. It's either really fun or really boring. There's not really an in-between, is there? And Rising Soul has retired from the session. Is he retired in the pit lane? I think he has. Don't quote me on it though. Yeah, so really, yeah, I just like Buraka. A lot of the tracks that people hate, I quite like. I also don't understand why people dislike this track, because just Singapore, it always gets me excited whenever you see it. Always gets me, it gets the juices flowing, is all I say. I would say, I'm gonna stop, you know, swooning over this track. Yeah, and also, I wonder what strategies people are gonna like. The strategies that people are gonna choose are gonna be, because that's like that decides your entire qualifying. But obviously, the mediums is what you want to be on, because the softs are just dreadful. The softs are dreadful. But if someone's really struggling to get out of Q2, maybe they're gonna be 15th, and then they bolt on the set of softs. How would that? Would they do that? Would you take the risk? Would you want to take the risk? I don't know. I don't know. See, there's a lot of risks which you can and can't take, because this is. It's funny. Ooh, and Major is looking very sideways out of there. Oh, thank you, Heaven. True, that is true. But also the mediums, the mediums actually on this track, the mediums on this track are really nice. They just. Did anyone still? There we go. Benu. So that, yeah, the mediums are way better in traffic. Because also, it's full qualifying here. That's what we do. Full qualifying. Always. Yeah. Because also, if you're really struggling to get out of Q2, do you want to be on the softs? And Schlumpf is here. So I'll be joining the commentary soonish, sharpish. So let's have a look at the results in practice there. So now, oh, Dave went to the top of the timesheets there. 0.024 faster than Duza. And then Benu in P3, only a tenth off. and then the gap was bigger. Oh. Is that you, Smurf? Morgan. So yeah, and then MK in P4, Ruiz in P5. So yeah, this is going to be exciting. What did Doggo call you last time? Did he call you Schlumpf or Harold? Oh, because he doesn't know either of your names. That's good. Why is this? Okay, you're Harold to me. You love to see it. You can barely hear Harold. Okay, let's. I don't want to turn you up in my ear. You're too loud. I don't want to hear you. Yeah, okay. Let's turn him up. Let's turn him up. Oh yeah. Oh wait, let's turn this up. Wait, speak. Oh, it's because Discord's going for the wrong thing. Because it's great. You love to see it.
Have you done the Windows thing?
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Now he's good. Now you're gonna be deafening to everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, it's because Discord's awkward, isn't it? And You know, when you put it to your headset, and then it's like, yes, wow, it's certified. And then it doesn't do any of the audio out, and then you have people looking at you on stream like you're a weirdo.
Yep.
That's never happened to me before, by the way. Never.
Especially, what headset do you have, or what headphones do you use?
I have a SteelSeries headset.
Yeah, because I've got a Razer one. The software is like
Awful.
it's like one step below the Logitech software.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have the noise, and sometimes it's like just, oh, I'm gonna fade that out, so you can't hear anything.
Yeah. Oh, not wireless, Lordy, but Arctis, yes. Not the wireless one though. But
So they are too slow.
they are really good headphones. They are very good.
Probably, yeah. Let's get back to racing, shall we? We have to.
Yeah, let's talk about the on-track action rather than what pair of
Rather than
headphones
our
we use.
headset. Yeah.
I'm sure you'd be enthralled to hear an hour of that, but we have qualifying to get on with.
Lovely engine sound. You have the V10 mod still installed.
No, I got bored of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad times. So I'm bored with JJ. Oh, what a move! What a move! What a legend! I respect it. I'm very confused. I don't. Oh, there we go. Love to see it. Yeah. Wait, is that actually a thing? Are quali bans for people doing that a thing?
For what?
If you cut in a corner to overtake someone.
I don't know, like technically because cutting the track is illegal here in this league, so quali bans can occur for that.
We caught him live on stream.
Yeah.
We caught him red-handed. Oh, sorry. Let's go away. Let's go to. Zoxman's in the garage.
Yeah, but I mean, on normal circumstances they don't happen. I mean, in my first race I did here in this league, I like cut everything in Paul Ricard, and it was on stream, and everybody on stream was telling me, yeah, it's gonna be a quali ban.
And then it wasn't.
Still have to receive that one. So yeah.
Yeah.
Unless anybody wants to be not so friendly person, let's say it that way.
Yeah, the nice way.
They have to make a report, and then yeah.
Fair enough.
Do that.
But let's go on board with LB Tobias or LP Tobias. My bad. So yeah, who's your pick for pole? I'm gonna. Well, I know the two picks here. At least, unless someone pulls up and does an absolutely fantastic drive, I think it's gonna be between Dave and Duza. What do you think?
Could be definitely. Dave's shown very strong pace here in the past as well. But also, I think you shouldn't put Sparky out of contention, right? And Benno as well.
Very true.
And also, sometimes if shit goes wrong, you also have like the maybe 1/10 behind that. The people like Aiden or Flo, who also showed, like Flo especially, showing very good pace last time around. Already forgot where we were.
We're talking about who's on for pole here. That's where we were.
Also, still watching or speaking about LP Tobias. He of course scored points last time around, so good results for the Haas driver.
Yeah.
And yeah, he definitely will be on fire to try again here, even though it's a difficult track here in Singapore.
Well, that's also the part of it, because Singapore is just one of those tracks where if you're fast at other tracks, it doesn't mean you're going to be fast at Singapore. Singapore doesn't, like... Singapore doesn't... You don't choose to be fast at Singapore. Singapore chooses to be fast with you.
It just mostly comes down to natural driving talent here.
True.
Because you have a lot of... Like, they're not technical in a way, you just have 90 degree corners linked together. Oh, and we've got...
migrating a host, and Zoxum has left. Hopefully that'll be fine.
Let me check, I'm gonna give him another invite, maybe that helps.
And yeah, maybe he had your classic issues. And the MK has put it on pole. First lap, which is clean. A 36-0. Everyone's on the softs here. Everyone's on the softs. You may as well be.
Yeah, of course, just Q1. It's gonna be Q2 where we see those interesting strategies, because honestly, no one would want to start on the
And there's a yellow flag and set to free. JJ's retired from the session. I don't think he's given up.
Yeah, he's crashed. That's what I meant. He's just locked up. Seemed like all 4 tires and gone straight into the barrier.
And is there anyone near to the scene we can go on board with? Dave. And he's slowing down for yellow flags. Very respectable man. And the car's disappeared.
You can see the tire marks there going onto the curb, so very unusual line. Maybe he lost the rear or something. That trying to correct it, but it got even worse when he tried to correct it. So
that is
kind of an unusual place to go off. Yeah.
He's also one of the people who've actually set a time. Apparently, maybe if it might have been invalid though. So F1 game would do what F1 game does best and lie.
Yeah, he set a time, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna progress to the next session.
That is very unfortunate for him, especially at a track like this, where overtaking can be quite difficult.
Yeah, bad for him, good for us, as it produces a lot of action.
Very true, very true. Let's actually go on board with Herman here. So, I just love watching F1 cars go around this track. Whether it's real, whether it's not real, they're just so good. And the MK has gone faster. 35.3. About what we're looking at in the practice session. I think it's a bit slower, but atomics. You don't have to do me like that. It's very true though. My name is Ryan, and I do crash a lot.
Yeah, that's why your name is Ryan Can't Drive.
JJ. Oh.
Wonderful. Hello JJ, would you mind telling us what happened?
Smurf gave a very nice... Oh, sorry.
Doesn't matter, like most people know that I'm Smurf, and just to clarify, I'm known either as Smurf or Harold Klapperman. However you want to pronounce that. Okay, let's see where Herman puts it. He puts it in P4.
Well done.
36-0.
That is a good lap.
Good.
Obviously,
let's take a quick look at Dave. He still needs to improve, of course. Only did it 2 minutes, so maybe a 4-minute lap.
Looking very sideways for you here. Maybe he's just pushing a bit too much at this stage of the qualifying. Obviously, it's better to go a bit less pushy at Q1, especially with a track like this, where if you crash, let's just say your life's not going to be very good.
Yeah.
And he puts it on pole anyway. It doesn't matter what we were saying, he's still going to go fast. He does a 34.1.
By a lot of margin, only nearly 4/10 faster than his teammate. And also, what happened to JJ basically is he just said in chat, so it's his first race without racing line.
Ah.
So he didn't do a lot of practice and he just missed his braking point.
That's unfortunate.
Can happen. Yeah.
Happens to everybody. But hopefully in the race you can turn it back around.
Yeah.
And
usually, what I can remember, these races are the most fun. Like, you're not finishing very high, but you're making up a lot of position, so having a lot of battles, and it's usually very good fun.
So let's also go on board with Mulstein here. Obviously, what would look like the number 2 driver at McLaren at the moment, but he may look like the number 2. He's still in third in the championship. So it literally, that just shows you the level that McLaren are dealing at this season. They are looking fully in form. They've got their cars hooked up, hooked down, and sinking. Well, obviously in a good way. You know what I mean. You know, they've got the ship has sailed essentially with them. You know, seeing their performances, very nice. Would you agree with that, Harold?
Of course, I absolutely do. Their pace is, has really been great this season. But especially, it can be highlighted if you look at for example, the Mercedes and the AlphaTauri. They are also having not that bad of pace. But then the McLaren just have that extra bit at the moment, as Benno goes fastest. Yeah, so of course, I think Mercedes are basically the team to beat at the moment. But still, like we've seen last time in Bahrain, I remember it was Bahrain. A lot of things can happen mid-race, and yeah, they are definitely beatable.
Very true. So let's see where this lap puts Mulstein. He goes up into P2, 34.0. As we were saying, McLaren have got the pace. And Ruiz is going out on the mediums, it looks. If he actually is going out, then that could be very interesting.
You know, of course, like you're going on a if he's going out on the mediums, then it looks, of course, like he wants to do start then on the softs,
No.
which is a very risky strategy, but can be very rewarding if the safety comes out at the right time. So yeah,
That
maybe
is
a bit of
true.
a more risky strategy. Also, maybe it's the AlphaTauri is trying to split their strategy, and maybe that way they can put some pressure onto the other teams, forcing earlier pit stops or stuff like that.
True.
You never know
But
until
really-
the flag drops at the end of Q2.
Very true. But also, if he is going for the mediums and he's going to qualify on the softs, then he's got about 5 laps for there to be a safety car. And also, news in, Adan crashed in his attempt at the pit exit. Now, I don't like laughing at people,
No. Like honestly,
but no, it's
I think you
very
can laugh.
easy. It's
I
very
think
easy.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like you can like sort of laugh at people, but you have to admit that it happened to you as well, because it's not like you're the driving board.
It happens to me too.
I mean,
you've got me down to a T though. It happens to me every race.
especially at Singapore, in this league. I'm not gonna say what happened here last time around, but yeah, I shouldn't be the guy having the biggest mouth around here.
Tell me how I'm supposed to pronounce the U, Harold.
What?
I've been Heaven's told me I'm pronouncing something wrong. Teach me.
What name? Just say me the name, and I can tell
I'm
you.
guessing it's Mushtin.
Yeah, it's Mühlstein. It's very difficult for you to pronounce because you don't have that.
Mühlstein.
Yeah,
Mühlstein.
that's it.
Mühlstein.
Mühlstein. Yeah, that's very good. Mühlstein. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, difficult is you don't have that letter in your alphabet, do you?
Yeah, and I've also my voice is just too soft, and Mühlstein is going in the pit lane. See, I'm learning too. Okay, I'm not German.
Yeah.
Sorry. But now going into the last 5 minutes of Q1, there are 2 people who still haven't settled that time. General and Rising Soul. Hope they're going to be really wishing that they can get themselves out of qualifying. And as we say that, General has gone into P14, so he's looking pretty. There's only 4 drivers who are going to get eliminated. JJ is actually looking like he's not. So if that actually does happen, then fair play to him. I respect it.
Be more like 3 drivers, but I think you're gonna get eliminated anyway, even if you're still in P15.
Are you? Yeah, true.
I think so. Yeah, maybe they've put an update out, but they usually don't. So we have that nice element of surprise in here. And also, speaking of General JJ, I have to talk about the other Haas, LP Tobias, who hasn't really set a lap time yet, as he's still on a 1:59. So just room to improve there.
And he's actually on his flying lap, so that's great. Wrong button pressed at the wrong time. So F7. Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. I'm stupid. I'm dumb.
What does F7 do?
F7 goes forwards and backwards. I wanted to press F6. So let's actually go through his lap now. So he's going out through the gears here. I don't know call names. Into turn 5. So you're braking around the 100 meter board there. He did brake at the 100 meter board exactly. And then through here it's braking. And then you've got to be really patient everywhere around this track. This track is one of those tracks where you go a bit impatient, you crash. So you do not want that to happen. Obviously, Tobias, we don't know why he has such a slow lap at the moment, but he could have been from a mistake. And obviously, if you want to actually get out of qualifying, you need to make sure you cut down on all the mistakes. You got to have that safety barrier in your driving to make sure it just doesn't happen. You got to make sure you get out of qualifying here.
Of course, could have been some traffic as well.
Very
here
true.
Around this course.
Very true indeed. I think most people are actually in the pit lane right now, and I don't think they'll be going out for another lap. So people thinking that they are safe, and it looks...
Yeah, so Zoxon of course staying into the pits. BK staying into the pits as well, as he's currently out of Q2. That's gonna be quite interesting. First people start to retire now. I think they're relatively safe to say so.
No. And Tobias is has put in a more relevant lap time, still in P17, and he has missed turn 2. So if he has enough fuel, he'll be going around for another one. And he doesn't.
No,
he only has
doesn't look like
one
it.
lap left. Well, only one lap left. He's out of qualifying.
So that's it, though. He's definitely out of it, as well as JJ. So we just have
Rising Soul
and
so
BK remaining.
We'll stay on board with Rising Soul because BK's still in the pit lane. So
yeah,
Rising
doesn't
Soul
look like
is the
he's
last
going out
opportunity.
again. So Rising Soul can then of course put General JJ out, who's also on a lap right now, as well as Zoxen and Major and Hermann. So pretty much could change here, even though we are only in the last 1 minute of disqualifying. Sorry.
Excuse you. Yeah, this is coming down to the wire here.
But General JJ is just pulling into the pit lane, so he thinks he's safe.
I would
Let's see if
also
he's right.
bargain to say that he probably is, unless P15 gets eliminated. So now we only have one more person remaining to try and get out of Q2, or get out of Q1, excuse me, into Q2. And it's looking like quite a clean lap. Oh, and I say that just as he spins. I'm sorry, Rising Soul. I put the commentator's curse on you. And that is Q1 decided then. So, depending on who gets out, you can say it, Harold.
Okay, it's JJ, BK, LP Tobias, and Rising Soul, but we had no rejoins during... Or did Zoxen rejoin during Q1?
Zoxen did rejoin.
Because I forgot how it works essentially, but if somebody rejoins, that could throw the whole order around. So, not the whole order, but at least affect him or something like that. Because we've seen it past in the past, like people starting not where they qualified essentially. So
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, these games are good for league racing, but it's still not properly league racing ready. So we'll see what happens. There's been quite a few hot fixes recently, haven't there? There's been its final updates, haven't there, recently? Wait a minute, Rising Soul's in P40.
How did that happen? He's just gone to the pit lane.
He did a face.
So speaking of yeah, something
Speaking
not
of
going as
ready.
expected. Was that maybe his lap time? He did it, so he had to do his lap time before then, because going into the pit lane and spinning, he's not going to do a 1:36. So yeah, maybe that just didn't got saved and just got uploaded to the server now or something like that. I don't know.
We might have to ask one of the other team members or other teams to see whether that's true. Or
maybe one of the Jeffs can just put in chat what happened there if they know. Maybe Rising Soul was in P14 the whole time. Maybe. At least from their view. So
it's not. Maybe, I don't know. That is controversy, ladies and gentlemen. And Herman.
You mean in controversy, like he just put some money into the right place and then got to Q2.
He put some money in the meter. There you go. So let's see if actually he is in P14. So, and he's got no tyre set on apparently. So, and P15 has been eliminated. So, as it stands, if this qualifying stands, then it's JJ in P15, Jamel in P16. BK in P17 and LP Tobias in P18. But let's talk about the top end of the grid, because it is actually looking extremely close.
But also it looks like the both of the racing points are going to start on rims, because neither of them have selected any tires. So
maybe that's a secret
looks
strategy.
Quite weird. Yeah,
that is just secret strategy, and let's try and get some information out of Jeff.
Yeah, but pretty surprised. So, speaking of which, let me just quickly scroll back to see our top drivers. So we had Benno in P1. Just 1.7 tenths behind that was Mühlstein. And then just 200s behind that, his teammate Dusa. And then just another 500s behind that, Flo. And then another 300s behind that, Dave. And then another 600s behind that, Sparky. So The top 5, very
everyone
close
is-
together in 3/10. So yeah.
And also,
That could
as we
get-
go into Q2 as well, everyone's came out at the same time.
Yeah, probably because they're wanting to set their medium. I think everybody's on the mediums, right? Except maybe some of the back runners who maybe just don't want to try on mediums.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody's gonna try it on mediums and then just see if it's enough, and then maybe going to put on a lap on the softs in the end.
We'll see whether this is the correct strategy. Maybe some people are going to do the strategy where you just do a dud lap on the softs and then rely on track evolution, because most people are going to be wanting to go on those mediums.
Yeah, I can remember like basically track evolution is like so big here. During the end of Q2, you can basically drive the same lap time on mediums as you can on softs at the start of the race. No, at the start of Q2. So I think it has the one of the highest track evolutions in the whole game.
I think it's the highest, I'd assume, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe
Makes a lot of
Sochi.
sense.
Maybe Sochi's quite high. I guess street
Yeah.
tracks make sense. Sochi, Monaco.
Maybe, but I think what I remember what back in the day when I had my glorious race here, where I retired on
Glorious.
lap 1. Yeah. But what I used to do in qualifying was just like go out at the start of qualifying on the one softs from Q1, but with a lot of fuel to get me adjusted to simulate the grip levels that the mediums would have, and then just wait all the way till the end to make as most use as you can of the track evolution, and then yeah, just one shot on mediums.
I also want to say there was some interesting tire warm-up strategies from Dave there. I like that. Nice little sliding action to get those tyres warmed up. And he's going to be pumped up to try and get out Q2. I would hazard a guess that he probably will. But you never know. There's also a yellow flag from the MK or his teammate Flo. I think it was just backing up though, so no crashes to report. That's the thing, you never know if people are backing up or not. You don't know why the flags are there. Are you still there, Smurf?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just
Yeah.
eating a bit because my day was quite hectic. But
Oh,
I'm
fair
here.
enough.
Everything's fine.
Yep.
And yeah.
I do just say though, I do say this a lot about this track, but I have to say this is one of the most underrated tracks in the game, because people always like skip it, especially for like smaller seasons of leagues or smaller career modes, whatever. People skip it and then they choose Monaco over it or something. It's like, no, Singapore's a track where you want to be. I don't care what people say. Right, the racing's pretty good. The strategy's amazing. Like I love it. I do love it.
Yeah. It's definitely a proper challenge, like strategy and track as well. Like with the track, you have to learn it. It's not that easy to get into it straight from the get-go, but once you kind of know how to deal with the corners and stuff like that, it's extremely fun and extremely rewarding.
I'd say more than extremely rewarding. I would say it's the most rewarding track in the game. I would hazard to say. Some people would say Monaco, the Principality. I would disagree.
Yeah.
But
So
there's the controversial pick. But talking about qualifying here, Dave is in P1 with a 34.5 at the moment. Sparky's
At the
just
moment,
gone up to second with a 34.7. Flo's also with a 34.7. Ruiz on a 34.8. And then it's into the 35s. 35.1 for Mulstein. And a 35.1 for Bennu as well. The MK is also the only one on the softs, and I would hazard to say that is not an actual lap time. That is sandbagging.
Yeah, that's sandbagging. That's what I've told you before. Like going out on the softs, like trying to get used to it.
And there's also a yellow flag in the middle sector. Is that for any particular
it's
reason?
cleared. Just looked like there was one of the McLarens. I think that's Mühlstein. Yep, it was, and I think he let somebody through. So, yeah, definitely seeing it. He's on his outlap, or not really his outlap, but in lap. Yeah.
Is it
more
also
yellow
beginning
flags,
to
but-
rain? or is that just a visual glitch? It might just be a visual glitch.
I see it as well, but oh no, I think you're right. I think it's raining.
It's actually
I think
raining.
You're actually right. Yeah. Because I had it as well, and I was like, "Is it raining? It looks a bit not that great." That's why. That's of course why all the people went out on medium.
That throws a spanner into the works for the MK.
Because let's see who's still on his lap. Like basically for the last guys who hasn't settled down yet, it's Venacious, Zoxon, Crazy Canis, and TL Duza.
Doxon isn't on the lap either. He's on his outlap.
Yeah, he's on an outlap. So
that throws
maybe
a spanner into the
have,
works.
Have gotten caught out because it doesn't always work like that with F1. Like you see it in the pit in your pit box, the weather forecast, and it says like, yeah, during the end 5 minutes it's going to rain, but then it's just going to come sooner than expected. Because if you ask Jeff for a second opinion, he most would tell you, okay, rain is imminent or something like that. But yeah, if you don't do that, then you can be pretty easily be caught out by something like that. What's that happen now?
That could also throw a spanner into the works for leaders.
Yeah. And I think that's basically it what we're looking at, because the rain is now coming and the grip is going to fall dramatically. So I think
see
the
what
racing
this
point
track's
has
like.
gone out right now. So
Venacious has
Soul
put it in
now-
P11 to be fair. Only a 10th off being in Q2, or Q3 excuse me.
Rising Soul is now leaving the pit lane in an attempt maybe, but I don't think.
Maybe too little too late. We'll go on board with
maybe a little
Zoxum
too
here.
late.
He's the last person not to set a lap, and he's going to be absolutely kicking himself here. That must be why everyone left the pit lane at the same time at the start of the session as well. So we're going to see how bad the track is at this point in time. I feel like a lot of people have been caught out here. I think the MK is also one of them.
Yeah. Looking at Zoxon especially, like I think the time that Crazy Canis do, the 1:38, I think that's still beatable in these conditions. But Zoxon is on mediums, I've just noticed, and I don't know why.
Well, maybe he knows something we don't.
Yeah, maybe it's just gonna magically dry up in the next 10 seconds.
That would be classic. Oh, he looks like he's got no grip. He's understeering like mad there. He might be out of qualifying here.
There. Like what Zoxon is doing now, his driving is actually quite nice, but I think like
This
he's
is
just
too low.
not going to be enough because the grip is just not there. Like even the best drivers, I think, are now it's not possible anymore.
Even if it's slight rain as well, there's just so much grip you lose. He did
especially
0.62 in the middle sector. I don't know whether that's how far off it is or isn't. If you want to check that.
Don't know either. I can just check that. Yeah, but especially in Singapore, it's such a long track, and it's like even in dries, there's not that much grip, and it even that goes away once it starts raining. So yeah. So Dave in the middle sector did a 36, and Zoxon did a 38. It's not that bad actually. But yeah.
I don't know whether it will be enough. Oh, another
Oh,
race
that's
point
Rising
span in the
Soul.
final corner!
Rising Soul doing donuts.
I think that shows you, that possibly shows you just how good of a lap Zoxon put together there, but it's too little too late. He's got zero grip.
Too little too late, yeah. Also, maybe if he was on the softs, because they still have quite some grip remaining compared to other tires.
I don't think so. I think the mediums are the optimum tyre in these changing conditions. A 40.3. Even if he was on the softs, let's say that's 2 seconds, it would still be last. Zoxon will be kicking himself. And he's cut the corner. That's a qualifying ban. But yeah, that is... He will be kicking himself.
So at the moment, unless anything magical happens, we have Zoxon, Crazy Canis, Rising Soul, and Venacious out of the race. And MK being the only one that has done his lap on the softs. So he's probably the only one who's going to start on softs this race, which could be extremely beneficial if things go right, but if they don't, well, then he has a difficult time in front of him.
I like that. But yeah, I think...
Also, Dave has now switched to intermediates.
I think he's just staying in the pit lane though. Maybe he's going to come out at the end, just test the waters. Obviously not.
Yeah, maybe he's just checking the time difference between the tires.
True.
But we still don't know if it's going to rain in the actual race, do we?
We don't. I don't have any magical weather guides.
I assume that the start is definitely going to be dry, because otherwise people wouldn't have gone out on mediums. But yeah, maybe there's some rain in the middle of the race, and people would like to try out, get used to the rain. Maybe.
That
maybe
would
not.
be very interesting. Maybe it'll also be.
Oh, and then Rising
Oh,
Soul.
we've. I can't believe I missed it. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
believe I missed that.
Yeah, just doing Ryan and Abu Dhabi cosplay, hitting the pit lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just was. Yeah.
Oh, and
He
and Zoxum's hit the pit lane as well. I just see
Yeah.
the. I just see the lone wheel. Oh. That's now.
Almost made it.
Oh, and Bennu is on an outlap on the softs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's just having fun.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't really have the intention of improving right now.
I
Or
think
maybe keeping us
Maybe he's gonna go on pole.
Maybe. He's definitely keeping us entertained as he's the only car on track, so we still have something to show.
Yeah, so team managers, if you're listening to this commentary, send your guys out, otherwise we'll come and find you. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's see who can do the beautiful, most beautiful drifts.
Yeah. They can give us a show. Formula 1 is going to be replaced with Formula Drift.
Yeah, and Davis also
Dave's
out now
also.
on the
Oh, he's on
intermediate.
the Inter side. No, I don't respect him.
Yeah, Benno there with a tiny bit of oversteer, not really a drift though.
True. But that also just shows the conditions. But I think there's going to be a few people kicking themselves at their qualifying strategy there. We did talk about our qualifying 2 was going to be interesting. We didn't think it would be this interesting. Early rain. You can't expect that kind of... Is there a way to see weather in spectator view? I don't think there
I
is.
don't
is there?
know. I think not at this point in time.
And also, it looks like the rain's coming down. Not in Africa, unfortunately, but the rain is coming down. And yeah, we've got Sparky also going out on the softs as well. So these Mercedes boys, they're listening, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, looking at Benno there, pulling off
that
a
was
nice
nice.
slide.
That was nice. This is when we need a few of them to hook up with each other and start doing tandems. Someone's spanning set to 2.
Yeah.
Is it a spin? Ooh.
Looks like Sparky, is it?
Ah, it could have been Ruiz as well. They're all backing up. They're all together. Oh, there's a Herman. Is it a Herman off? Oh, it's Zoxum. Oh, he's spinning. Oh, Zoxum's span. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and
And-
Aiden has done as well, losing his front wing in the process. Or at least part of it. And when I say part of it, I mean just the end plate.
This...
Another yellow flag there from Alfa Romeo. That could be Zoxon
I
retiring.
think it
Or maybe could be also Hammer
is.
retiring. I don't
Nah,
know.
he's in the pit lane.
Yeah, so that was Zoxon. I think that's also legal, but yeah, we're not gonna blame him now. So I think we just didn't disturb anyone there.
Mm. But let's be. Oh, and Bennu's spanner. He's ran out of grip. Would I say he's ran out of talent? Not really. There's literally zero.
It's
grip.
literally like,
It's ice. And
Yeah.
Herman
Not-
has
not-
retired, but he's not driving.
yeah. Not only is it ice, it's also ice with 1,000 horsepower. So yeah.
Very true. That's also another thing. You always forget about these cars. They've got a lot of that horsepower. You always forget about that because they look just so gripped up. It's only when the grip starts falling away you realize how much power it has. So Bennu's now he's cooling the tires now. Oh no, he's not. I thought he was about to go on a flyer there, and he's missed the pit.
Yeah,
lane.
maybe he's not going.
Maybe
he
he's
changed
going
his
back
mind.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, but also what you seem to forget with these F1 cars is just the pure speed, especially with this generation, like the fastest we've ever seen. Like you just see the speed as a number because the track is so wide and you can't really relate to it. But once you see them like go around Monaco or stuff like that, where the road's really tiny, it's just then when you just get to admire like how fast 200 kilometers per hour really is, and they're going 300 most of the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty impressive indeed.
Fred going through 40Ks as well, aren't they? So Dave has finished up his qualifying. I wonder if Sparky's gonna go any faster here.
Yeah, only one remaining is Crazy Canis at the moment.
This
Would
also
be the most impressive thing if he could improve, but I don't think he can, as he has already invalidated his lap. And it's raining, of course.
The rain's just a secondary part of this, and now
Yeah,
it's at the
rain's a
point where
secondary
it
part,
is into time. Just watching Sparky, he's spinning him up in a straight line. Ooh.
Let's just compare the two Mercedes, by the way. They were both on slicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the end, Sparky has not set the real time yet, and
He's about to, ooh, he's getting sideways out of
Benno
every
also
corner.
didn't set the time, so they are
They're equal.
nothing we compare at the moment.
Obviously, this is actually basically pre-season testing. Information which you can't do anything with.
Yeah. Oh,
That was a
keeping
nice.
it over the line.
That was nice. That was nice. Ooh, those are sideways. That was nice. Some lovely car control there. Lovely car control. I'm
Yeah.
also sorry if we missed your slides. Please write to us. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
nice
so-
camera shot there. I like that. So
that was Q2. Quite a bit, not that dramatic in the end, but more than enough dramatic when the rank kicked in. So yeah, out are Venacious, Rising Soul, Crazy Canis, and Zoxon. So both Williams and of course the only racing point. Is it? Or it's another racing point?
yeah, it's the only racing point. In reality, it shouldn't mean there, I don't think, because I think it was a glitch. But
Out of the race. And we of course have DMK on soft, so that could be quite interesting.
That would
seeing
be.
as he
what I'm also thinking is, how many of the people's medium laps, which maybe we didn't know is raining or not, actually got affected by the rain? We don't know.
Zoxon's got,
Oh, there's Oxums for sure. There's a few of
but the
them.
rest, I don't know.
We have no idea. We thought it was a glitch. And it's not raining.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
I think it.
Oh,
there's
it is
some
raining,
drop-
it is
drop-
raining, it is raining.
Some drops though, but the track still looks dry. So everybody out now, because I think the track isn't going to get better than it is now. And we also have already have movement in the Mercedes pit box. Yeah, but slow kind of movement. And there's also, I think, a Renault back there
I think
coming
it's a
out.
McLaren,
Not at the
actually,
McLaren.
you know.
And there are intermediates. So it's not as dry as I thought. So
But
maybe
they're gonna have to go
intermediate
as fast as
runners
possible.
were just practicing for Q3. Totally forgot about that. It still exists, yeah.
It's also, I don't really think it'd be that relevant, but let's see what tyres people have fitted. For some reason,
Inters
I think
mostly.
Inters are going to be the choice. Maybe we'll have one person go out on the full wets.
Don't know why. I think they just suit the Mercedes the best, and the Mercedes is the fastest car, so maybe that's the strategy around here.
True. And also, we saw Sparky get very sideways there. So this really is throwing a spanner in the works. People who have not practiced the wet will be
But I think
stuffed.
there's not. If you look at especially at Sparky now on the fast straight, there's not that much spray. At least not on my screen. So
There's not on my screen either, so right now
So,
will be the driest.
I wasn't that wrong. So basically, maybe. And also,
it's still raining? I think
I don't
it's-
know. It doesn't look like it. So yeah, we have a lot of people now. Herman, DMK, and Adam Lewis out on the soft. So maybe it was the wrong choice by the front runners. Let's call them that way, to get out on the intermediates.
Well, we'll see how Track Evolution does this. This is really made
Oh no!
qualifying
Wait! No!
interesting.
I lied. They have selected
They-
the softs in the pit
but they're
lane.
not in the
Flo
pit
has
lane,
selected them as well, but they're not out on track, of course. Let's just see. We have. I think that's no, that's Duza. He's the first now to come to the finish line, and it's gonna be interesting. Is he going to do his lap, or is he just going to pull into the pits? Because a bit of spray is there, you have to say, but it's not much.
It's true.
So it could be just right on the crossover.
This has really made qualifying interesting.
Yeah. So let's just see. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna stay out? Nice bit of sliding there.
No, he
catching
won't.
oversteer,
He's
but he
going
looks
back in.
like he's pulling into the
DRS is
pit.
enabled.
And DRS activated, so yeah.
It is dry.
It's
It is
dry.
dry. We thought it was going to be a wet qualifying. We have been mistaken.
To prove that, we have Flo out on the soft tire.
And let's also make sure, everyone's going to have to make sure going back in on the inters, they don't push it too hard, because otherwise that could
Yeah.
be...
Otherwise they do a Ryan
Qualifying
Can't Drive
error.
cosplay.
True.
Yeah, but I think looking back at Rising Soul, that was intentional, not because he was facing the normal pit entry and then just magically pulled to the left, so
No.
or to the right, to be more precise.
It's a very precise thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
It takes lots of care.
So at the moment, both Red Bulls out and their little sister team Dave. Even though I think at the moment
I think it's the mother team. The father team? The
father
sister
team?
team.
The grandpa team.
Well, they've been around for long. Oh, actually,
wait.
Were Minardi in F1 for longer than Jaguar?
I have absolutely no idea.
I think that's a topic for discussion.
Yeah. Well, let's just see. Mercedes has left the pit lane.
And there's a yellow flag in sector 1, so is that Bennu or Sparky?
Oh, that's Sparky. Okay.
No front wing missing, so I think it must have just been a spin.
So people going out now. Could be a bit of traffic for Flo.
True.
Let's see how
I
ends
think
up,
he
but
might
no.
escape it. Maybe the sister team will block him.
Yeah, but also we have Dave out now, maybe in a good position to... Oh, no, he's not gonna do it. I just confused them because they look similar, so Red Bull is of course not AlphaTauri. So
True.
no slipstreaming action going on there.
Yeah, this is very interesting. So we're gonna stay with Flo for this lap. He's gone purple in sector 1. Out of one person. But you gotta take your gains where you get them.
Unsurprisingly he did.
And let's have a quick look at Dave. Is invalidated, so he will be on pole for a bit if he doesn't invalidate. Looking it got quite sideways through there. That was quite sideways for everywhere. He's looking like he might be running a very on-edge setup, or maybe there's just a lack of grip out there at the moment. It has just been raining.
But what I'm surprised to see is Major, Duza and Benno staying into the pit lane at this moment in time. So maybe they just don't have another soft ready, so they only have one set and just gonna use it at the end. But yeah, I think now's the time where they don't have 2 laps remaining, so they're just gonna be focusing on one attempt, and that's a track invalidation for Flo.
But there's also a McLaren off, and it was Mulstein, and he's lost a bit of his front wing. He's very lucky, I think. Yeah, he's lost half his front wing. He's very lucky that he hasn't got any major damage.
Also, Flo is going directly to an in lap, so he's not going to do another lap. He's just going to pit again, change tires, refuel, and then... Even though he has few remaining, as it seems, so...
I would think probably just for tyre life and track
just
evolution.
for tyre life.
The MK's also just gone straight into the pit lane. No front wing missing there, so I think it is just tyre life. Saving the tyres.
So still, we've run more than half the qualifying and we have still no lap time whatsoever.
We'll see what happens here. It could come very down to the wire. If you don't get your lap in, then you could be... Flo set the Delta for the next run. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
It does, yeah.
Who should we go on board with here?
Looking at Sparky for the last second. Now he's done the same!
He's
in the same place as Flo, he invalidated. So Sparky also not gonna set the lap time now.
He's going straight in the pit lane?
Straight in the pit lane, yeah. Maybe that corner is cursed, so we have behind it a McLaren of
Dave's
User.
also
Yeah, he's
invalidated
also
on
going
his
into the
lap.
pit lane.
Is anyone going to get a lap in qualifying?
It's quite difficult, is it? And look at Flo. Flo also has a track invalidation, so he's also going into the pit lane.
I also
then
find...
we have Dave behind it also with a track invalidation.
Is anyone actually going to get a lap?
Herman has not invalidated so far, so he has just a few corners to go. And can he do?
You can do it. You can do it,
almost
Herman.
impossible. close to the wall.
And he's going
He's
into
also
the
going
pit
to go into
lane.
the pit lane. Guys, come on! Is it that difficult, for fuck's sake?
But he get the... Oh, it doesn't count the pit lane lap.
Herman, you had one chance to be on pole. Come on. Yeah, but I mean, rightfully so. Like, if he would have done another lap, he wouldn't be able to do one in the end, though.
No.
So we now have action in the McLaren pit box. So looks like one of the McLarens is going out. Maybe Milstein or Dusa. We don't know at the moment. Milstein. And we also have Major out. Yeah.
So I would say, if you invalidate your lap, you are done. No one set a bank lap.
P10, go home and cry. That's it.
Indeed. So, as Eminem once said, you got one shot, one opportunity. This is your moment, you better go capture it.
Yeah. Of course, now the driver's still waiting. When do you reckon the last driver will go out? I think it's definitely below...
It's gonna be very close.
It should be around the 2-minute mark, as the track is very long, of course.
Oh, no, I'd say earlier than that, because everyone's gonna go out of that, like... You don't want to set it that risky, do you? Because then you're pushing and then you ruin your tires.
Because it could be that you don't go out. Okay.
The two Red Bulls have gone out together.
Yeah, we also have both Mercedes going out now.
And also, is there going to be any funny business from anyone?
Yep. Major coming close to the line now. So what Major could do is he just could do 2 laps if he put enough fuel in. Maybe like if he invalidates the first, he can still do a second lap. Sorry for that. Yeah.
So let's have a look at Major then. The first one, maybe, possibly. If he doesn't invalidate, he'll be on provisional pole. We've still got enough time for one more lap. If he doesn't validate, he's gone out the correct time. You get 2 laps. You mess one up. You can go, stay out, go for another one. And
he definitely has traffic in front of him.
A lot of traffic, it looks.
Yep.
They're gonna move out the way though, Sparky.
Hopefully, yeah. They should do that, and they do that.
And he's gone purple in the first sector. That's amazing. We have no idea whether any of these laps are going to be relevant, by the way.
We don't have any clue indeed, so he's getting not so close to the wall as he might can, so maybe he's just doing a bank lap to then push it. Maybe, we don't know.
Maybe he's not, maybe he is, we have no idea.
Looking at it, from what I can tell, he's staying a bit off the curves, bit off the walls. Just to get a lap in, because at this point in time, with roughly 1 minute to go, nobody has. So, yeah.
You never know. This could really shake qualifying up. If anyone invalidates in the same place, maybe everyone was just going out for bankers anyway. Yeah. You never know. But
we've seen it before. It's not that unrealistic. Like the attempts of I think Sparky and Flo was it that they were serious attempts in my opinion. And yeah, he's coming up to that corner.
He got very close.
Nice
very close.
There by Major, very close, but didn't invalidate it as you would like to see it. Getting close to that wall, almost spinning, but catching it nicely. Coming up to the wire, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna set lap time. Wow.
35.7. Is that slower than what we saw in the first few?
I have no idea. It's been too long.
It has been a very long time. I think Q1 was a 35.2, 35.1. So the track might be a bit slower.
Also taking a look at the McLarens there, because we don't have that much time remaining. And yeah, only 17 seconds.
They need to go. They need to go. They're not going to make it.
Yeah, need to go. Looking at Dusa, I think he's the last car on an outlet, but he's gonna make it.
Milstein.
Milstein is already on a lap.
No.
So he just needs to finish that.
Oh, he is, yeah. And he's on a 39, so that wasn't actually a valid lap, really. Everyone's under pressure here, so...
That's not so good for Milstein. Or maybe, you know...
Dann is invalidated.
So that's not good for him, but maybe what we haven't taken into account, maybe because Milstein is still pushing.
Sparky's invalidated as well.
He's of course doing another lap, but that's not good news for Sparky or Aiden.
The NK goes with the fastest lap time. 34.9. Very nice lap that. Yeah. That is very nice. And there's at least 2 people that haven't done a lap yet. 2 people have not done a lap.
Just a quick reminder, he's of course the one starting on the soft tire.
And Flo has beaten him
and
to pole, 33.6.
There's a Mercedes the wrong way around, I think that's Sparky.
He was
Yeah,
running
he's in the
validated
pocket
at
in
the
the wall.
time. I'm on board with... Actually, let's go to his major in the final corner now. He's not improved his lap time. Let's now go to Herman. Where's he going to put him? P3, 34.9.
P3, great
Very
result for
close
Herman
to
at the
P2.
moment. But we now have Benno coming close to line, so what can he do about it, the Mercedes driver? Can he put it on pole? We are going to find out, and
No, he can't!
he can't!
33.7, only a
So
10th off
close,
though.
1/10 behind Flo.
Dooz is invalidated.
But
Sparky's
now one of our
invalidated.
top
Dave,
candidates
and
for pole
Sparky's in the
position,
wall.
Dave's coming close to the line.
And
And
he
Dave
puts
can
it
put
in
it on
pole.
pole.
33.4, 2 temps faster than P2.
McLaren.
Very
And
nice.
Dooz hasn't had a lap time.
The bottom three.
Championship leader hasn't had a lap time.
We did say that not doing bankers early on was going to be costly.
We did indeed. So Sparky not gonna set the lap time either, as he's going wide with no front wing. So we are just waiting for Aidan Ruiz.
Two
But he has
invalidated
invalidated.
very early on into that.
So 3 drivers without a lap time. And that puts Major in P7, Herman P6, the MK P5, Mühlstein P3, Benno on pole. No, Benno on P3, not on pole, sorry for that. And then Flo in P2 and Dave on pole position. So great lap by him, and not so much a great lap by other drivers here. Don't want to mention any names.
Well, let's just say that that's the issue. If you do not do a banker lap, then you have to
Yeah,
get
but
this
look at it at Major. He's done a 1:35, yeah, in his like banker lap, and it still was enough. So yeah, maybe not so much risk next time, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, well
Pretty
done
easy
to
to say,
Dave.
of course.
Well done to Dave. That is a
Yeah,
very
well
good
done.
lap time. Only one lap to do it as well.
Of course, pretty easy to say when we are backseat driving.
Very
Also, I have
true.
to mention that. Yeah, but what's going to be very interesting, we have now our championship rivals, Sparky and Doozer, starting next to each other in the mid-pack. So that's going to be an interesting start.
Oh, that's going to be juicy. That is going to be juicy. A lot of people starting out of position for this race. You know, this is what I say. This is what I say. You cannot predict things at Singapore.
You definitely can't.
And
So let's just see.
let's see whether the camera is going to move into a good position. Hopefully it does, because as much as I like seeing the pit lane and the DLGL sponsorship,
Yeah.
and also the guy in the high vis off to the right of your
But
screen.
also, have you noticed that they have like railing be in front of the windows on the second floor or the first floor?
What? They have it like
Is it-
behind the. They have it. The windows there, and then they've got railing there. What?
Yeah, they have railing there, but also like with gaps in between. So yeah,
Maybe it's
that's
tables.
Singapore. That's
2D
Singapore.
tables.
Or maybe it is. Yeah.
Ah, but then again, it's got two. I don't.
Or yeah, maybe it's a table, but it's so dark. Like when you have the bad guy theme, it's so dark that the commentators sit behind it, but you can't see them.
Oh, that is true.
So that's
That-
basically us there.
Yeah, we are. That means we should have known. And also, we've got 15 seconds of sitting here. And also, there's a set of hards in Sparky's pit box. Maybe that's a sign.
Yeah, interesting. They changed it. Where they were soft tires before. So do they actually change it? I didn't know that really.
If they
So-
actually do, then that's actually quite cool.
That's actually quite a hint we have there with Sparky selecting the hard tires.
I like that. Is you don't
That
get
is
that.
something I didn't know existed before.
I didn't praise the F1 game for being like that, but it actually is. Should we
let's
go with
just-
telemetry on or off for this race? Do we want to see the gears? I don't
I
think
would-
it's necessary.
It's quite like maybe not for the start, but it's nice to see what drivers are doing. At least
True.
in my opinion. Let me-
Let's also have a quick look then. So, we've got the top 10. Only one of them is starting away from the medium tyres. So it's the MK and P5 on the softs. And then out of the top 10, there are a couple people starting on the hards. You got Venetian starting the hards. You've got... Is that... Oh, it's Crazy Kenners starting on the hards as well. Then we've also got BK starting on the hards. So they could come in very strong for the end of the race. Because at the end of the race on the mediums, or the softs. So we could be seeing maybe them falling back in the early stages of the race, but later on, they could really pose a threat to everyone else going with the mediums or the hards.
I think what we should mention is here, on this race, you don't want to be on the softs ever, like, because to put it nicely, the softs are absolutely shit tires around here, because they're fast for one lap, but then the second lap already they are falling off and have.
I wouldn't even say one lap. One lap is
exact same pace, as the mediums, and then after 5 laps they're gone. So, yeah.
Well, we're going to be able to see that play out with the MK actually. Starting down in
so
P5.
MK he has the advantage for like the first 1.5 laps maybe, but then he really needs a safety car, which isn't that unlikely given that it's Singapore.
Also, he's thinking about that.
Coming up to the start line.
It could also be a bit of a...
Yeah, so you of course have to start at the front. I'm just gonna watch Sparky and Duzer in the back. So let's see what they can do.
Also, we're getting actually a quite nice look. So, true fingers crossed for Herman. Hopefully he'll have a good race. Starting in P6. Could do some
great
very
starting
interesting
position for the Alfa Romeo driver.
We also don't know how old some of these tyres actually are, age-wise. And now, the 5 red lights are on, and they're being held for a long time, and away we go. Doesn't look like anyone actually got a jump start there, so that's looking good. Very close in the back, and Dave has absolutely flown away with it. Looking up down the grid, a lot of people are going off the track. You've got
Sparky's done a great start in P5 already.
Oh, they touch, do they? No, they don't. Let's go on board with the MK here. He's on his boost. Let's see whether he's going to go up to the inside or not. No, he's not. He's just going to stay behind Sparky. Or Sparky, excuse me for getting his name wrong there. I don't know what this PietSmiet's pit stop strategy is from that. Oh, I think it's just
so great jobs by Sparky. He's up 3 positions already.
He is not messing about here.
Sparky just hit an enormous start. He had, I think, a very good reaction time and then put the grip down nicely. So even like off the line, he was already 2 positions up. So great start by the Mercedes driver.
You do love to see it. So now we're going to just see whether people are going to get into their flows. It looked like Dave really got it going, and there's a yellow flag
in the back.
And there's a Haas backwards, it's Jammer.
AJ. And it looks like he has front wing damage, huge front wing damage there. Almost the whole left side missing.
And the right side as well. For JJ.
Right side is there on my screen.
On my screen he's got no end plates, so...
Let's see, Rising Soul has no end plates, so he was probably involved there as well. No end plates, neither on the right or the left side.
Rising Soul? The one in P11?
Oh no, JJ. I got the racing points confused. There are actually 2 racing points. But also, looking at LP Tobias, the Haas, he also was involved there, having no end plate. So yeah, that was quite a big one back there.
I do wonder what happened. If any of the engineers are listening to this, would you mind possibly telling us in chat what happened?
Yeah. Also, great job by
There's
Dave.
A yellow flag. There's a Renault backwards, it looks. And the timing board is broken, so we can't actually...
mental now.
Great.
So General JJ is now on the pits. That what I can tell you. He's going on the hards, changing his front wing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm quite confused now where everybody is.
I have no idea where anyone is, and I'm sorry that we cannot.
But from the way it looks, if we just look at Benno, who's in 2nd place at the moment.
How did? What? What? Where is okay, right.
Like Benno has got DRS, but he's not using it. At least if the display that I'm getting is right. For some reason, but I think he's using it. Maybe it's just not shown to the correct way.
Now the time board's fixed itself.
Tiny bit, still something to go. Yeah, looks
like it's fixed.
Normal now again. Yeah, that's something to work with. So Dave couldn't quite drive out of DRS range from Benno, and Benno is now in the luxurious position, of course. Like he's not that close behind as he maybe wants to be.
And
Doing
also,
the fastest lap there.
we're one lap
He
ahead.
can now use the DRS to just coast behind Dave and maybe save ERS and save fuel, and then just needs to wait for one tiny mistake of Dave, and then once that happens, he can attack.
I also don't want to cut in, but I will. The MK is getting hunted down by Adan Ruiz here. Am I saying his name right, or is it Aiden?
Ardan, Aiden, depends on the pronunciation.
Right, yeah, that kind of was what I was asking. Anyway,
Ardan's
he's looking like he's going up to the inside.
And
And they touch, but it's just a very little touch, so it doesn't look like it's made any difference, really.
well,
Nice
gets
hard
them
racing.
on. And now Herman, who has dropped quite a few positions, unfortunately, is behind the MK. And he should better get past MK as soon as possible, because MK's tires are falling off now. I can definitely tell you that.
No. He's actually done quite well to stay where he is, actually. But yeah, basically with MK, the soft tires are just awful here. Essentially, they last 5 laps and then they die.
Yep, like not only do they only last 5 laps, like their pace is falling off so quickly. So he's now like, I think they're now already half a second slower or so, and it's just gonna get worse.
He's already
here.
lost essentially 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds to Aiden in 1 lap.
But I think I'm seeing quite a few raindrops, but
Are you?
now I don't. Maybe there were just something springing around on my screen.
I'm also just gonna say we're
No, I
looking
don't
at
see him
Bennu
anymore, so-
now. Let's see whether he goes for a move. Looking a bit out of grip there. Maybe he's pushing a bit too hard to try and stay with Dave. Maybe not. We don't know.
Yeah.
But at this
Benno
stage of the
has-
race, it looks like they are both going to escape the field. I think they're just
Benno
gonna
has
fly
roughly
away.
half the ERS of Dave.
This also
But Dave's
quickly-
already defending the way it looks.
Maybe
Why
that's
it's
just his line.
interesting.
Maybe he's trying to stay away from the wall there, because you can get a bit close to it, and then you do.
Yeah, you can. I think it's the like or something coming out there from the barrier, so you can definitely get caught up by that.
Philip, I do agree as well. If it does rain, I would recommend going to the casino, because that is going to be the best place to go. You'll be able to get a lot of money if you get the right guess going. And Herman is going up the inside of the MK. They have a little bit of a touch, but rubbing is racing, as they say over in the States. So it looks like
seeing the gap there from
1.5 seconds
the
in half a
MK.
lap.
to Ardan Ruiz, yeah. That's how much the softs have fallen off already. And now I'm interesting. Is he going to pit now, or is he going to stay out another lap? Because
I don't think it's worth
from now
staying out
on-
another lap, but he's staying out. He's staying out.
yeah, but you have to, because what do you want to do? Like the hard, I think he's going to the hards now, and they also have to last the rest of the race. So yeah, it's just a really shit position NK's in right now.
True. And Herman just
As
looks like he's essentially stationary on those mediums.
Yeah, but he should be able to pass now. He has like 40% ERS. He's going to use that now. Yeah, he's really close to MK with the slipstream and DRS. He's going to pull to the side of him, and he's already passed him, even before the corner.
Very nice.
Locked up there a bit, but never
Got it
mind.
done.
He's
Very
passed.
clean. He's got it done. Now Rising Soul will be in the same position as well. They'll be looking just to get past as quick as possible. Essentially, they use what they all just want to use the MK as essentially a barrier, I'd say.
Yeah. We also have Duza quite close to Sparky, being his championship rival, of course. We've got the 2 Renaults changing position at the back. Yeah, of course, quite close. So we have definitely a few fighting groups now. Also, Rising Soul catching up to the MK.
I will swap it also to interval to the leader. I don't know if it actually has changed it.
Yeah. So MK, believe it or not, has lost 4 positions already. So The only one that's lost more is Major with 8, and I think that's down to something, as he's now climbing a position back up to P14, passing LP Tobias.
Oh, and they
But
are.
they're still
Oh,
going
and they
side by
touch.
side.
And they touch again. But they're gonna keep it
Great
clean.
racing, but is LP Tobias going to the side, inside? Yes, he is. But he's not gonna stay in there, so this wasn't... Lost it on a braking there. Great move by both the drivers, as we have Crazy Kenneth against MK, who's now in the pit lane.
And now
Just see,
Tobias
he's
is
going on
also
down
in
to
the
the
pit lane
hard.
as well. He's got. Oh, he's lost a lot of his front wing. I don't know where that was from. Maybe that was from the start crash. But now I guess let's have a look at the battle between Sparky and Doozer. So I think right now, I think is a toss of the coin for who's going to win this race. I think if Bennu can just stick with Dave, then
Yeah. But of course Dave is in a really favorable position right now. He's like really close, but he is at the moment out of the DRS window of Benno. And looking at his ERS, he has quite a lot more than Benno. So Benno is at the moment in a really difficult position, so he's quite close.
Ooh,
And there's a yellow flag. What's that? That's a Haas. Looks like LP Tobias.
Tobias. Has he lost his front wing?
I don't know, let me quickly check.
Yes he has.
Yes, he
I
has.
think he spun out of the pit lane. That was on his... Yeah, he just came out of the pit lane as well, didn't he?
Can happen, quite unfortunate for him though. Yeah, so what I was about to say, with Benno, he's so close to the DRS window of Dave, which would be very beneficial, but he doesn't have that much DRS remaining, and once it goes below 10%, you're really not gonna get it back that easily, so yeah. Very difficult situation.
I would also definitely say... Oh, I think also there's a nice battle brewing with everyone in... Oh, it's a battle for 9th. 11th to 9th, full fighting together. I think this is going to be what a lot of we see for this race. Nice little packets of racing.
Let's just see that Venacious is very close to the back of Rising Soul. He's opening up DRS. He is an overtake, and Rising Soul is a blinky boy, so that means Venacious is going down the inside. And he does a pretty wonderful move. Sorry for losing the words there. Now let's have a look at Zoxen, who got very close indeed there to Rising Soul, but couldn't quite make the overtake.
Let's turn on the telemetry for this battle. And I keep pressing the wrong button. It's very sad.
Yeah. So what's of course also interesting is now that Venacious is the first runner on the hard tires. So he might be able to get a big advantage later in that race. Maybe even if a safety car comes out during the right time, he could be in for a podium or even a win.
And looking how it is with people spinning and such, looks like he could be banking on... And Zoxum actually just got himself a 3-second time penalty. That's unfortunate for him.
It's not gonna slow him down though. He's gonna try everything to get past Rising Soul at the moment.
Is it also Philip? Is it also pronounced Venacious? Is that?
I actually don't know. We just pronounce it Venacious or Venacious.
And Rising Soul's just got himself a 3-second time penalty as well. Excuse me there.
As we speak, Zoxon is making his way past Rising Soul there. Looking now, but now Zoxon has got past before the long straight, so can Rising Soul now
also
say
the first
anything
of the lap
against it
traffic
and
as well?
take the position back? He's definitely trying. He's wasn't overtaken more, but is no longer, so
I think
he's
it's
just
at the point
saving
of no
some
return.
ERS. Yeah, he just has to save ERS now. Zoxon already catching up to a back marker in the form of LP Tobias, so quite interesting how he can get past now, especially with Rising Soul down his neck.
Also, quickly turning our attention back to the leader. He's absolutely left everyone for dust. They're all gone.
Yeah, Rising Soul now again really close to the back of Zoxon, but can't quite get the power down on the exit here after the bridge. So still quite interesting. Dozer still quite close behind Sparky.
I think they're just playing the long game with each other, essentially.
Yeah, I
They're
think
both
that's
in the
basically what
championship
happened. But now, looking at the... But yeah, he's not really using, like saving that much ERS Dozer. He's down on 70%. Looking at Sparky's, they're already down at 15%, so they are pushing. They're just on such a high level that we just don't seem to notice.
And General has just got himself a 3-second time penalty as well. In other news, I think Tobias might be thinking of getting a fastest lap because he's gone on to the softs. I think it's looking like a bit of a dire race here for Haas, unfortunately. I think General, was it Tobias, were caught on a lap 1 incident, and it's sort of just, that's defined their race in the end, unfortunately for them. Maybe they can turn it around. Maybe some other people get into the walls.
Maybe,
but...
yeah. But I think they need a safety car for that. It's still possible though, if we look back 1 season ago to France in the 3rd league here. We had a similar situation with Blocky all the way down in last position, and in the end he went on to win the race. So yeah, everything can happen here.
Exactly that, and it's Singapore, only on lap 9, remember. I think a lot of people would say that this is the longest race on the calendar. Might not be lap-wise, but surely feeling-wise, it must feel like an absolute tire.
Yeah, it is the longest race in the calendar, isn't it? So, like time-wise.
Time-wise, yeah. Definitely in the longer races as well. It's always the one that... Oh, and Dozer almost loses it!
Why the slide from Dozer there, but keeping the car under control.
Also flows in the box now.
Of time. Yeah.
Going on to the hards.
Going onto the hard tires. Oop. Did he still have a penalty? Oh, I don't think so.
No, he didn't have a penalty.
My camera is stuck into the pit box and he's moving, right? Because for me he's still in the pits. Oh, no, he's not. So yeah. Perfect. Yeah, let's see where he's gonna come out.
Comes out in P11. There's also a yellow flag for Haas, and it's General, and he's lost his front wing again.
Yeah. So.
Oh, this the front wing piece is flinging off. That was beautiful. There's also a yellow flag again for the same Haas.
Yeah. Let's just see Flo now, of course, really close to the back of Rising Soul. It's just when can he make that move? When is he close enough, and when does he see a gap? And if he sees a gap, is it really there?
But as Ayrton Senna once said, well,
he's going all the way to the outside.
You gotta go for it.
He's pretty close to Rising Soul, opening up the DRS, going down the inside. He's already side by side. But they're going side by side through the corner. Rising Soul, can he hold on around the outside? No, he can't.
Very nice move.
And Flo, a pretty nice move indeed, is past Rising Soul, and now it's going to catch Zoxen. As we've got
also
wait, Dozer and Benno in the pit lane.
And Adan as well.
A lot of people, so we have basically Dozer going to another set of mediums, quite interestingly.
Is that purposeful though?
While Benno is going to the hards. I don't know, it could be.
It could also be a mistake on his part. Maybe he's hoping for a safety car.
Maybe he is, but yeah.
Looking at the
time will tell.
Also, there's a very good battle brewing up for 7th right now. Whether that actually is a battle or actually just back markers, I don't know. But
yeah, it's LP2 bias. JJ there receiving a time penalty.
But Flo is going on the inside of Benno and he cuts him off. Oh, and they
touch again. Flo is going wide. Still side by side through the next corner. Really nicely done by both drivers, and Benno stays in front for the moment.
He's
but Flo is still
back,
close.
But doesn't work.
Not for the moment, but Flo is still close, and we have a DRS zone coming up after the bridge, so maybe he can make use of that. Also, Benno doesn't have that much ERS remaining, so Flo might see his chance by dumping all the ERS now. but he's not doing it. So
Maybe he's waiting. He's just waiting for the long one.
Yep. Still very close though, as both drivers have a little bit of a lock up there. Sparky's also very close to Mühlstein. We have to pay attention for that. As I say that, Sparky moves into the pit lane. Mühlstein is staying out. So let's see whether on which tires Sparky is going.
Yellow flag in center free. Is that a safety car? It's a safety car. Gemma is retired from the session.
And Sparky has just gone into the pit lane. He's just going to the hearts now. So that's probably the best situation you could ask for in terms of Sparky's view.
So
let's just see where Sparky comes out.
He is going to just be behind the others, I think.
But was that safety car because General JJ retired?
Yeah.
But did he crash or did he just retire by basically doing me?
Hello, Shiny.
Safety car.
It could be doing you. We don't know.
Hello, Shiny. Yep. Yeah, basically Sparky now in P6 at the moment. Maybe a few other drivers will come into the pits that are in front of him, so...
I think also Dooz is going to come into the pits, because he did go into the mediums again. Well, he's done the double mediums, hasn't he? He needs to... Let's quickly just make sure on the restart today. I'm not talking
he's on fresh, so he was on the pit or what? I'm confused.
But he's already been on the he needs to do 2 tyre compounds. He's only...
Yeah, okay, but yeah, because he's still on... What I'm confused at is because he's on 0 laps medium.
Yeah, because he only just pitted. He only just pitted.
Okay, he only just pitted. Okay, then I got that wrong in my mind.
And also,
so yeah, but maybe I don't know if Loser pits now. Would be a wise decision, maybe. But let's see. He wouldn't lose that much positions here. I think he would just lose 1 position. So
also,
he can definitely do that.
Talking about gains, Mühlstein. I'm sorry. Mühlstein. He also hasn't pitted yet. This is perfect for him.
Yeah, but he's doing it now.
Let's see where he comes out. This could be very interesting.
Looking at the gap to Dave, it's not that small, so he could well come out in the front pack. So it's going to be quite interesting how he's going to merge into the front runners.
Just have a look. He's just gone into the pits.
Now... also going into the pits. Dave staying out. So Dave getting past
Dave's ahead.
Only moving, just... so he could come out P2, seeing at Benno.
He's on the overtake. He's on the overtake.
He's using it, but Benno gets past. What about Sparky?
No, he doesn't. He's behind. Is he?
Yeah, he's behind. But it's also close. But Mühlstein already was Mühlstein did the same as Dusa. Mühlstein is again on mediums.
But why though?
And Dusa has stayed out, so the McLaren are committed to the 2-time medium strategy.
Also, Shiny, the race is looking very interesting, and also, Bennu has a penalty. He has a 3-second time penalty, or is it a 5-second? Let's quickly
Is it for hitting somebody behind the safety car?
5-second time penalty? What is it for?
Could be, let me check.
I'm also checking, this is awkward.
I'm also checking.
Severe collision with Flo.
Yeah, so I think that can be removed.
But he has to pit as well, if he pits again, then...
If he doesn't pit, it's just a time penalty, and that can be easily removed, so...
Oh, Bennu parked on the apex.
Codemasters is BS here. Thank you for that, Shiny.
And he took Flo's race.
Benno parked on the apex. So... Seems like Benno's fault, according to Lordi. But it can happen once you get... Especially in mid-corner, when you are surprised by the delta, because it's... almost flat out on the straight, and then in the corner it slows down to 20% of the speed, so yeah.
And also, just quickly as the races slowed down as well, we do have to say the sad passing of Mary Walker happened just today, so...
Yeah, pretty sad indeed.
He will be missed by everybody. And he is known as the sound of F1, so...
Definitely is a true icon.
And also... Oh, he's still a lap down anyway. I was gonna say, Tobias could be put back into this... Oh, and he's going past everyone.
He's going to the pit lane.
He could be in... that could also be a thing even. We'll have a look.
So let's just go down the running order. We have Dave, who has already done all the pit stops that he needs to do and is on fresh hearts. Behind it we've got Benno, but with a 5-second time penalty. Still the same applies to him as to Dave. All the pit stops done. He's on hearts right now. Then we've got Mühlstein, who is on fresh mediums, but he still needs to do one more pit stop. Then we've got Sparky, all the pit stops done, on fresh hearts. Then we've got Düser, basically same as Mühlstein. Still needs to do a pit stop. So, yeah, quite interesting. Then we have Aiden, Venatius, the MK, Zoxen and Hermann rounding up the top 10 at the moment. So both Alfa Romeos in the top 10. And that's LP Tobias retiring in the pit lane. Or out of the pit lane, I don't know. Looks
Basically, also to answer the question, Shiny, both the Haas's got involved in first lap incidents. Then they just couldn't move forward from there. They just little mistakes turned into bigger mistakes, and they just added on to each other. Essentially,
interesting question by BK. Why is no, by Shiny? Why is BK staying out? I have no idea. Do you have, Ryan? Because right now, of course, he would be pushed back all the way back to the field if he goes into pits now. But yeah, his tires are 30 laps old, so he needs to pit. I don't know.
Safeguard in this lap as well, so he can't box.
Yeah, maybe he just he's on the hards, of course, started on the hards, so maybe the only way for him to end this race is on mediums, not on hards, and the medium's just not gonna make it till the end at this point in time. Yeah, as Blocky explained it. Thanks for that.
You see, this is why you have chat.
Yeah. Just gonna read it out, say it for yourself, and then be like, aha, I know that.
Yeah. So this is about to be essentially the second start of the race. This is
And what's pretty much interesting now, let's get it out of the way before we start starting. We have still Düser and Sparky close to each other. Düser behind Sparky, but on softer tires.
And Dave
as the restart is happening at the moment. And Düser's pretty close to Sparky. He can send out the inside if he wants to. He's moving out. He's braking late. He's side by side with Sparky.
They touch.
Sparky stays ahead for now. Let's now see. He's got a second chance. He's still close on the back straight. He's of course doesn't have DRS, but a lot of ERS and of course the slipstream. So he's now fully committed in overtake. Has the slipstream. He's getting closer to Sparky, but would it be enough? He's getting closer. Sticks it up the inside under the brakes, but it isn't enough. Sparky stays ahead for now. Just see, we also have
there's a yellow flag. The BK is backwards. That's unfortunate for him.
We also have Mühlstein putting a lot of pressure on Benno, so both the McLarens, of course, on the softer rubber. They need to make up space now. Oh, as Mühlstein has a big lockup. Nice car control there, avoiding and keeping it out of the barrier.
I think we're also now just seeing the level that the top guys are at compared to the others, because there's already gaps between into form. See, some of that might have been from that spin that BK had. Don't know what caused it, but did I just hear also someone hit the wall? But also we're seeing Venetius put quite a lot of pressure.
And Mühlstein got a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Let's take a look at Düser and Sparky now.
Dave's also done the fastest lap of the race.
There's Dave moving out. Oh no, that's Benno, sorry. To defend from Mühlstein. So nice battle here between the Mercedes and the McLaren. Pretty close. And Mühlstein is
looks up to the
also
inside.
close to Benno.
Oh, and they almost touched there. Locks the brakes. Trying to stay away from that rear end of that Mercedes. Could have been very...
Mühlstein against Benno now. Can Mühlstein make use of that fresher rubber? He can. They touch it quite a bit, and he's going around the outside. What a move by Mühlstein. Yeah, also I think they touched a bit, so Benno had to take evasive action and catch the car. Well done by him.
That was a great save.
You have to say, they not giving it anything, and oh, Duza almost sticks it up the inside there. Maybe didn't expect Sparky to break so early, but that kind of saved Sparky now, because now the gap has gone up again. Let's see if Duza can close it down before the long straight on the next lap. Does it have a name, actually?
What?
The long straight with the king.
I know, it's the long straight of the king. That's quite a good name.
Okay, so our kinky long straight, let's call it like that.
Ah, yes. Kinky straighty.
Kinky straighty boy.
Straight that's not so straight?
I don't know. The straight has to decide that for itself.
And there's now DRS as well.
DRS activated, so pretty close between Sparky and Duza, as Duza sticks up the inside, but he doesn't want to get past because he wants to wait for the long straight kinky boy. Yeah.
Well, Sparky did look like he did not give him any room there. If he did stick it up the inside, that was very close to a collision.
Yeah. But the gap's now up, so both with DRS, but nothing gonna happen here, I think. Looking at Venacious, as he's of course very close to Alan Ruiz, and he sticks it up the inside.
Oh, and Adam's off the track.
And he doesn't get past, he's still very close.
And also, looking further back in the grid, for P12 there's a very good fight going on, and also for P10, I believe.
So looking at Duza now late on the brakes again, very close to Sparky coming up to the next DRS zone, but trouble on the exit, so it doesn't look like he can attack Sparky this time around here. Also quite a nice fighting group now in the backfield, all the way from P8 to P13.
Looks like that is going to be heating up a lot in the next few laps. And there's still 14 laps left to go.
Oh, look how close it is between both the Alfa Romeos.
And also
And of course-
Zoxum, he's really
and of course
improved from his
Flo.
qualifying position. If you remember, Zoxum looked like he was out of it fully.
It's taking
From
a look
qualifying.
at
Oh,
Duza,
and
and
he
Duza
spins, he's
spins!
backwards!
Duza's around! So again, he's now in P7 trying to make the best out of it. But that's quite unfortunate. He definitely had contact with Sparky.
But his front wing is still intact.
Yeah, maybe Sparky just left him a bit too little space, but we don't notice at the moment, so it's just speculating there.
They definitely did have contact. Look, you saw it from
And
laps
that's Flo now
previous.
going past Mr. Zoxon.
Yeah, I reckon also there's going to be some team orders going on with Red Bull.
Maybe also with Alfa Romeo, as they are also very close together. Let's see what the Red Bull guys are doing. As Flo is extremely close to the MK, but MK keeps his position for the moment. Yep. Yep. Just looking at the chat, Duza needs to overtake Sparky. 2 minutes later, he had contact
Yeah.
with Sparky. So
Very
that didn't
respectable.
get quite as planned, and that's now the Red Bulls switching position in a controlled manner. So pretty much looks like a team order there.
Yeah, definitely. I think the
Zoxon
Alfa Romeo is
looking
going
at
to be...
Zoxon looking at that and thinking, can I get past that easy as well? But I don't think he can.
One would assume.
Taking
Also-
a look now at the leader. Dave is of course still in the lead. Yes, I think he's been in the lead all the way. Like
The
except
entire
for his
time?
pit stop maybe. Yeah. But he's been on pole. In the lead, on the lead at the start, and there's a yellow flag back there, and that's Herman.
He broke his front wing.
Luckily though he can go straight into the pits, but yeah.
Good time to do it, to
I
be fair.
don't-
Good time to do
Yeah.
it.
I
Oh,
don't
Venetius
think-
looks like he's about to get Adam though. In other news. And he just goes straight by. Just straight by.
Yep.
Look like Adam just said,
By
go
Aiden.
on.
Little lock up there, yeah, and he had a lot of overspeed there.
Still made the corner though. This must be a wet dream for Sparky out here.
Yeah, but also what has to be said, looking at Dave and Mühlstein, Dave is putting in monstrous pace because Mühlstein, who is a very fast driver, just can't catch him on fresher and softer rubber at the moment.
True, Dave is just running away with it.
Yeah, so Dave's just at the moment pulling in incredible lap times. Are you still there, Ryan?
Yeah, I
okay,
pressed
because
the
your
wrong button
audio
a second. Yeah.
Yeah, audio just cut off.
Oh, Vanishes has a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, news from Heaven. Duza needed to get past because of his strategy. Yeah, but he tried to do it in bad spots, so yeah. That's what happened. Just a bit too impatient there.
Has Mushin got damage? Let's have a look. Yes. Yes? He does. Template's gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that explains the lack of pace compared to Dave.
Flo has
Let's
done the fastest lap of the race as well.
Let's see, as he's now catching up to Duza.
Duza's going to be a bit defeated at this point. Hoping for a late safety car. We saw it once. Might happen again.
Not that unlikely around this track, so yeah.
Let's also quickly
Let's see,
go
Duza,
to the
of course,
battle
now
for
also
P10.
out of ERS. So in a pretty bad situation for the championship leader.
Alright, okay, we'll switch the gap to drive in front. I'm getting mixed signals here, guys.
Yeah, so looking at Aidan, he's of course pretty close to Vinicius. Not close enough for a move yet, but maybe that will change. But still.
Oh, he got very close to the wall there. Locked up.
But I didn't think he got damage here. His end
No,
plates
didn't touch
both
the wall.
look okay. Yeah, and now looking at Flo, he's now really caught up to Duza. So he could make a move now on the next two straights if he's still that close. So as if we'll go under the little tunnel that we have here.
It's a very lovely tunnel, especially when it rains.
Yeah.
That slight moment of no words.
But let's see now, he's going to use this first DRS straight just to get even closer to Duza.
The medium's falling off now. Yeah,
Maybe they do,
we
yeah.
don't know, to be fair though, because...
I think they can hang on a little bit longer, but not that much. But
Very
now,
true.
looking at the gap, Flo is pretty close, opening up the DRS, going all the way in overtake. Remembering that Duza doesn't have that much DRS, he's going side by side with Duza. And it looks
Very
like he's
easy.
getting past on the straight. Duza is not defending there at all, so yeah.
JJ's also
Pretty
just got a
easy
3-second
move
time
for
penalty.
Flo. So Benno now catching up to Mühlstein, who, as we remember, has a broken front wing. Missing end plate to be exact.
So
Also
like,
quite chilled to see the Mercedes driving behind each other, not battling themselves, of course. They know what they need. And they're maybe gonna fight it out towards the last laps when they've eventually caught Mühlstein.
I would also hazard to guess that there might be, depending on whether Bennu gets Mühlstein. Oh,
And Mühlstein gets, I think, another
3-second?
time penalty there.
Oh,
as
I
he's
forgot he has to
going
box
into
as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
There's
what tire is he going on now? He still has.
Softs,
it's not going to be the softs, of course.
hards, mediums, we never knows.
He can't go on mediums because he's been on mediums twice, and he's going on softs, but he still has
he's
9
gonna
laps
make it.
remaining. Maybe he's going to make it, but if he make it, he's going to be extremely slow. He's going to repair his front wing. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting strategy down at McLaren. Let's see what Duza does. As he's of course stayed out.
I'm also very curious on whether the finishing order for the Mercedes will look the same at the end of the race. Championship wise, it
Duza,
will make sense.
Duza is 100% committed. He almost crashed there again. A big slide towards the wall. But yeah, that's what he has to do in the situation that he's in. Love to see it.
You know, sometimes they ask pushing hard or hardly pushing. We know he's pushing hard.
Another driver who's also pushing hard is Crazy Kenneth now, behind MK, who was the driver to start on softs. So he's of course still in the top 10, but is he still in the top 8 by the end of the race, or will Crazy Kenneth take that space?
Oh, I think in reality, Crazy Kenneth doesn't actually have to do the move if he doesn't want to.
No, he doesn't, but yeah. Maybe things happen, maybe, I think if it's a 3-second time penalty it can get removed. It's unlikely, but it can happen. Because you never know why those penalties occurred.
Very true, very true. But also you've got to remember, essentially the entire of the bottom half of the grid will move up one position. Because Doozer still has to pit. That's the strategy they chose. It's all what they got to deal with at the end of the race.
Indeed. So looking at Doozer, but he could come out like between Zoxen and Rising Soul, or maybe even behind Rising Soul. So he's probably going to opt for the soft tires in a few laps time, and then he's got some catching up to do. Still the next slide there from Doozer. So pretty committed, pretty close, but yeah, keep it out of the wall and keep pushing. Looking at Crazy Kenneth now.
Will he get the move done?
Straight. No, he won't. He's too far back. That would be a you-like dive bomb in the social race if he did it now.
Be very respectable. Very respectable. I think the entire grid would respect it.
Yeah, looking at Zoxen, who is extremely close behind Crazy Kenneth as well. So if they make a mistake while battling, speaking of MK and Crazy Kenneth here, Zoxen will just say, thanks for that, I'm just gonna have P8 for now.
Very true. And looking on board with him, he looks like he's driving very towards his limits. He's not pushing it, he's not going too slowly, he's doing all he needs to do. Crazy Kenneth is also on the mediums, 6 laps younger than the MK, but you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe
they will be falling off now, definitely. Major there going past.
Oh, the yellow flag as well.
That's JJ. JJ who spun it around.
Does he have still got all his front wing? He's still got all of it, so he's fine. Fine to carry on. May have lost some positions, but just keep your head back up.
And while we say that, just a bit of respect to Dave. Gap to Benno now 5.3 seconds.
I'd say just it's a performance.
And Dooza's in the pits, changing his front wing.
There goes as fast as laps now.
Even behind JJ. So he's got some catching up to do now if he still wants to snatch a point or two here in this race.
But yeah, I mean, just quickly on Dave as well. It may not look like he's done that good of a job, but he really has.
Now that we were away, it happened. Crazy Kenneth is side by side with Flo, that is, but he's getting past. Great job by him, a bit late there from us, but yeah, that's what happens when you talk about leaders.
Very true.
Just when you think you're clear to have a quick look and respect the leaders, then yeah.
That's when stuff happens, yeah. It's a fallacy.
Let's see now, so of course not going so great so far for the McLaren's, Muchan in P10, Doozer in P14.
But the thing is though, if those strategies did end up working, then they would have looked like rock stars.
They would, but I don't think it did. Because looking at Doozer, the gap to P13 is quite big at the moment, and although the softs are good right now, they're not going to be in 2 or 3 laps time, so I don't think that was the right strategy call from the McLarens. Oh, also, Muchan pitted again. He's on the softs now.
He was on the softs before.
Was he? Oh, I forgot already.
That's when he originally stopped.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of why he's there, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. And also,
looking at Venacious has now caught up to the leading, not leading, but the front runners, both Mercedes. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Maybe he's kept his mediums in check. Same age as those hards though, so. But you never know. You never know. Anything could happen here.
Gap going up a bit, so not in the DRS window at the moment.
And also, quickly again on Dave, he's still pulling on Bennu.
Yeah. And by quite a bit actually.
Like 5 times the lap. 5 times the lap. That
So
is
let's take a look at Sparky opening up the DRS, but not going to overtake. So not the Ferraris, fucking the Mercedes.
Good Ferraris, good Ferraris. Nice and red.
Drivers are keeping positions. We don't have any Ferrari to here today, sadly.
That's what I was just thinking. That's still Ferrari drivers.
Yeah, come on, Venacious, let's go. He's in the DRS window at the moment, coming closer and closer to both Mercedes.
As we also go on board with him. That was... It's also a sight you love to see, isn't it? Williams in the top 4. Don't see that in real life. Nice to see it. Maybe in a game, but... You do love to see it. I do quite like the livery from the onboard as well.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the more underrated... Oh, actually, to be fair, everyone did essentially wank over it when it came out. But... It's one of the liveries that just... It's just worked, isn't it?
Yeah. It works, it looks great.
Very brawn though. It is the
It's
brawn
not
but
so-
blue.
Yeah, not so unusual to see the Williams driving around the front here in the Schnittchenliga. Because last seasons it's been driven by Dusa and of course also by another POC. By the lovely name of Harold Kloppelmann.
Oh, he's... Oh. Wait, oh yeah. And then you retired on that one.
Yeah, and then I retired on the left one, yeah.
And also, Dave... yeah, I do think Dave has quite a good chance to win in this race.
Yeah, Müschan has now made his way past Zoxen for P9. Can he also make his way past MK? Now it's the other way around, because at the start of the race MK was on softs, and now Müschan is, so can he convert that tire advantage actually into an overtake now?
Whether
We
it's
will
still an
find out.
advantage... Oh, did he just tap the wall? Or was
Müschan?
that... Yeah.
Don't think so. At least not on my screen.
Yeah, Venetius has put a lot of work in.
Yeah.
Where did he even start? I don't remember where he started this race.
Mühlstein, let's see.
No,
Also, of course, keeping an eye on
Venetius. Not Mulstein.
Yeah, he's of course close in the DRS window, but not close enough to make him move this lap. Unless the... Kind of have to say, unless the not the Ferraris, the Mercedes. Unless they fuck it up, which they don't.
And also, I'm also on board with the Mulstein MK battle. It's great. It's looking
Quite
like
close.
he is about to get him. And also, just quickly, just to see an overtake happening. Rising Soul has just been overtaken by Dusa.
Yeah, so
He just vanished. I
overtake
like
done.
that. I
few
like that.
others to go. And now
the
Mühlstein
MK
is close
has
to MK.
been overtaken.
And I think, yeah, he's getting past even before the corner is actually there.
Some
Going a bit
lovely
wide, but
overspeed.
yeah. Locking up again.
That looks
Can the
perilous.
MK do something about it? But no, he can't. Let's just see Venacious out of DRS window again. So close to the podium, but not there at the moment, and his tires will be falling off now. So pretty difficult situation for him.
He just needs to stay close to Sparky, because otherwise I do think those Mercedes will swap positions.
They don't have to, because Benno has got a time penalty at the moment in
Oh
time.
yeah.
But remembering that can be removed, as it is a 5-second Cody's penalty for tapping someone under the safety car.
That is also true. Anyway, apart from that, let's go on board with Zoxen. He's fighting with the MK. The MK seems to be... It seems his tyres
Oh,
went
we have
today.
Major and JJ going side by side now, so we to interrupt you there. Into the final sector.
Oh, and they
as
touch.
it was a very hard move, and Major almost spun, but in the end he caught it. Pretty rough move though by both of the drivers.
Well, maybe sometimes racing rough is the best way to race.
Robin is racing, boy.
Robin's racing. Schnittchenliga, brought to you by NASCAR.
Since when is that a thing? Oh, and that's Mucha hitting the wall, and that could be front wing damage. Let's just check. No, it
No,
is.
it's
That's
not.
one lucky boy. That was a hard impact at the start of the Kinky Straight, but yeah.
Was it Netco though? Was it?
I don't think so.
No, I mean,
maybe it was.
Maybe
yeah,
it was.
but, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe it was, but yeah.
And also back to Dave Appreciation Zone. He's put out. He's now 8 seconds.
That's amazing. That's on a totally different level.
It's like he's in
And
a
you gotta have
different
to,
league.
like both Mercedes are managing and trying their best, working together as a team, and they still can't catch him. So well done by Dave.
Unfortunately, though, he's not going to get the fastest lap. He so well deserves.
Yeah, but I don't think he cares.
Oh, that's what you think. That's what you think. Wait, didn't he win the last race as well?
Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He's-
But not so dominant as this one.
Doesn't matter. A win's a win, whether it's an inch or a mile.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vin
And
Diesel.
also looking at Sparky in a good place, but Duza in not so much of a good place. Dave could well easily join the championship fight and make it a freeway.
Oh. That's also true of Duza not scoring any points. Also, speaking of Duza, he's right behind Zoxum. Mulstein's pitted, so that strategy
Looking
really...
at Duza, he does make the move where he spun against Sparky.
And
Mucha has
Mulstein's
retired. Very unfortunate for the McLaren driver. And now it's Duza against MK. He's in the points for now. But how much points are it going to be? Or is it going to be? Are it going to be?
It is, but...
So Duza doesn't have much DRS, there's 6%, hangs on, and gets past MK quite easily there on the straight.
Very
But I don't
nice.
think he's going to catch Crazy Canis, so he's just going to hang on to P8 now.
And also, speaking of vanishes, and Mulstein has left the session. Wonder why that is though, because he didn't look like he was losing too much time. Egge's battle is with Zoxum.
Yeah, so Venacious has now to defend from Aiden Ruiz. But unfortunately for Aiden, I think he's not just going to vanish, to pick up that great joke from Philip. And yeah, MK is battling with Zoxum. Let's just go back to that. Just first, take a look at Aiden as he gets close to Venacious, because Aiden he's in quite a good position now to make a move on the Williams driver. He's very close indeed now, coming up to the Kinky Straight. As Venacious starts
He's also
to
got
blink,
about
so he doesn't
10%
have that much
10% more
DRS
battery.
here. So Aiden is fully committed in overtake out of the slipstream. He pulls to the inside and he gets.
Oh no, he
he's side by
doesn't.
side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Venacious goes a bit wide, but yeah. That's Aiden in P4, at least for now. And has Duza already caught up to Crazy Canis? Have I read that wrong?
So look.
Yeah, indeed, Duza has caught up to Crazy Canis.
And is he gonna send it?
I think it's too far off. For now, let's
Not
take a look at Zoxum. And Zoxum maybe...
Ooh.
Yeah.
That looked
He
close.
went to the inside, but then didn't quite make the move done. Just a bit too far back. Still has 2 laps to go though. Oh no, 1 lap to go.
It looks like
1.5
anything could
laps.
happen. Anything could happen in this race. Apart
Apart from a change
Dave,
for the
yeah.
lead. I think Dave's got this one in the bag for sure.
Well, no, don't say that. Actually, we're gonna comment.
He's now pretty close on the bridge, and he's losing the rear. Almost crashed
Oof.
there with Canis, but
Oh,
both
the
managed
tires
to
are
keep it
gone.
out of the wall and under control. Yeah, of course, but if he can get in front of Crazy Canis now, he might be able to defend this position. And he definitely needs those points for the championship. Let's just see. Also take a look at Sparky against Benno. Sparky has been staying behind Benno the whole race, but he's in front of the championship. So will they now fight it out, or will Benno just let Sparky by? We don't know. As Duza is extremely close to Crazy Canis.
Oh,
And Duza
he
now
goes up the
going around the
inside.
inside in the final corner. And he's passed. What a move by Duza.
That was great.
Respect for that. Also Zoxum pretty close to MK.
Is he gonna send it? No, he's not.
not there, but now the kinky straight coming up. Best opportunity, overtaking opportunity.
They're also
And the last
very
one.
equal on ERS.
On the last lap, so let's just see if he can do it. It's a good corner, not so good as MK though. Both don't have that much ERS.
They're both out, I think, equally. So we're just going to be who's got
Down,
the better
goes down the inside.
slipstream. Oh, and they
And they
touch
touch.
a bit.
And MK manages to stay ahead, but not by much.
And also, I think Major is having a little battle with Herman in the late stages of this race. Well, late stages, the last lap.
Just keeping an eye on the Mercedes. Benno is still in P2, and they're coming up to the line as Dave now finishes in P1. Congratulations to him. Dominant race by him. And now Benno is no positions changed for the not Ferraris, damn it, for the Mercedes.
I would also
So,
say that wasn't
podium
dominant
run.
from Dave. That was obliteration from Dave.
Yeah, looking at Zoxen, doesn't seem like he's going to get P9, as Dusan is now making his way up to the line, under the tunnel,
Up to the
or
line.
through the
I'd say
tunnel
it's-
to be
it's
more
quite-
precise, yeah. There, he's now about to cross the line.
I just love seeing the remnants of fireworks.
7, yeah. Then we have Crazy Canners in P8, and MK in P9, Zoxund in P10. And
15
then JJ,
seconds.
quite a few setbacks for his race, also in qualifying, but I think P11, yeah. He's also wait, there were some time penalties going on. I think Herman has got P10, if I'm not wrong.
Driver of the day vanishes. Very nice. The Williams driver must be ecstatic with that performance.
Let's just see a wonderful dance there by our winner, Dave. As you said, completely destroyed the competition. Then we have Sparky and Benno in P3 to run at the podium. Aiden Ruiz, good race for him in P4. Venacious, also a good race. Wasn't enough for in the end though for P4, so he's P5. Flo, our soft starter, in P6. Duza in P7, quite a bad race for him, or unfortunate as I should say. Crazy Ken is P8, MK P9, and then Zoxen P10, so it didn't change. Herman got P11 in the end though. In front of Rising Soul, Major, JJ, BK, Mühlstein, LP Tobias, and General JJ.
That's very good.
And Duza got the fast lap in the end though. So yeah. Strategy for the McLarens didn't work out in the end. So yeah. Great drive by Aiden Ruiz from P10 to P4. And yeah.
Crazy kind of driver today. P13 to P8. Those are some really good drives today.
Yep.
That
Saw some
qualifying
great
really-
action today. Ah.
That was a very interesting qualifying as well.
And can you show full race director for a second?
For what? Oh, shit. For what? Like, the
Don't-
incidents? What?
Yeah.
There wasn't a
Yeah,
time.
never mind that, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for that, yeah. Pretty interesting race, and I think we will be back in around 5 minutes with the press conference. So stay tuned for that. And yeah.
Alright, so here we've got the press conference here now. So starting out with Dave, how do you want to describe your race? I would describe it as very dominant.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I didn't expect such an easy race, I guess. I had a good pace from the beginning and no trouble at all. When the safety car came out, I thought I'm gonna lose this first place, but luckily I kept it, and yeah, I don't don't really have much to say. Yeah,
No.
pretty boring.
So were you just driving around just expecting people to actually catch up to you, or just
Oh, I didn't hear you.
were you,
Could you repeat?
were you
please?
so were you expecting people to sort of end up catching you at some point in the race, or did you just, when you started going, you just know, essentially?
Well, I didn't know how fast they would get because sometimes they just get fast out of nowhere. I don't know. I didn't practice that much, especially the long runs, so I didn't know how fast I would be. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh my.
Fair enough. Alright, so now, well done for your P1 then. But yeah, so now we go to P2. Bennu, how would you describe your race? You're not muted, by the way.
Yeah, good evening. I'd like to, yeah, I mean, the race went quite well, actually. Qualifying P3 with only like one try was good enough. Then I got slow on the start, which was also a big advantage. Also, the advantage was that Duza invalidated his lap during qualifying, which meant that I had one opponent less in front of me. I held my position. I went into Dave's DRS for quite some time, but unfortunately he pulled away. Like after I think like 6 or 7 laps, he started to pull away. But his pace was on another level, so I'm not going to complain. Then I had an unfortunate incident with Flo because I tried to get my delta positive or negative again. I tried to get it into the green again, and so I stopped on track and Flo ran into the back of me. So yeah, we both got a 5-second penalty and he got front wing damage, so sorry for that. Anyway, after that, Sparky was right behind me. We kept the McLarens at bay, which also went well. In the end, they crashed themselves out anyway, so wasn't a big problem. And in the end, we finished P2 and 3. It was quite intense at the end with Sparky, but we can communicate quite well together, so it wasn't really a big problem. I allowed him to race me, but dirty air in Singapore is quite tough, so he couldn't overtake me. In the end, I think it will be P2 for me because I can cancel those 5 seconds out of my time. So yeah, P2 and 3 for Mercedes. It's quite a good result for us.
Yeah, I would also say, how do you feel about the sort of McLaren strategy? I would say, because you guys and McLaren were essentially the ones after Dave who were actually in the fight for the podium. So how would you say that sort of
I didn't. To be honest, like in Singapore, it's so intense to drive, and you can't really focus on anything else. So I saw that both McLarens went onto the medium tire, and I didn't understand it. So I have no idea what they were thinking. Maybe it could have worked, I don't know, but in the end they took themselves out, so I can't really judge if it would have worked in the end or not. In my opinion, the medium hard one-stop strategy was the best. So yeah, I think it could have worked, but yeah, they took care of it themselves. So I don't know. I mean, they're both capable drivers. I think they knew that it could work, so I guess they would have finished. Maybe one of them would have finished on the podium, but yeah, didn't happen. So yeah.
Yeah. So then also next round out, we've got Monza. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? How do you feel it's going to stack up for you?
Monza. I think I raced it last time in season 5. So I don't know. I actually don't like the track because it just has some heartbreaking zones and that's it. If a podium, yeah, I think P3 or something would be nice, but I finished P2 now 3 times in a row if I can deduct those 5 seconds. So yeah, it would be nice to win once again since even season 7, but I think I'm gonna have to wait for that because Dave and Duza are on another level. So yeah, something on the podium would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, any other sort of little interesting moments that maybe the stream may have missed from your race, or would you say that?
I don't know at what time I was on stream, but the end was quite intense. I don't know if that was on stream, but Sparky was quite fast. I think he was like a 10th faster than me per lap, but in Singapore it's quite hard to overtake. So yeah, we both said, okay, we can race each other, but we keep it clean, and that's what happened. He couldn't really get into a position where he could try and overtake. So yeah, it was quite intense. I was on 2 warnings in the end for like 20 laps, so I couldn't do any mistakes. Yeah, it was quite tough, but in the end it would have been also okay if he finished in front of me without even with the penalty. So 2 and 3, I think it doesn't really matter who of us finished in front.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And now let's move to Sparky.
Thank you.
How did that race go for you?
Yeah, really not happy with the race today. Yeah, my cable, which was broken for my Fanatec, just arrived today. And normally, I thought I had to drive with my Logitech G29. So I practiced a bit today with my Logitech, but thankfully I didn't need it. And I had only like 1 hour real practice. So very, very unprepared for today. And I just got a setup from my teammate, which I didn't drive before the weekend. So practice was quite okay. Qualifying was solid, except I disabled my brain in Q3. Completely invalidated my lap and then even spun. But yeah, I started from P8 and I knew that my biggest title rival was behind me on the track. Yeah, so I tried as hard as I could to defend, but my pace in the first stint was quite bad. I had a lot of traction problems with my tires in the dirty air. And so my tires were overheating, I think, or I had very high degradation on the tires. So thankfully the safety car came quite lucky for me. I think I jumped someone and then Flo and Benno collided in front of me under the safety car. So I could jump in front of him. Then I was behind Dave, Benno, Mühlstein. Mühlstein was on soft, so and Duza as well behind me. Duza and I collided into turn 1. He tried a Kwiat Raikkonen 2019 move there on me, and I said no. Normally I'm a big Kwiat fan, but in that moment he just sent it, and I was like, no, you don't. And we touched, and he sadly spun. I'm sorry if that was my fault, but very critical situation. And then suddenly I gained pace in the race. Suddenly I was feeling a bit more confident. And yeah, with the setup, I mean, I was sliding around the whole race, but it was quite good at the end. So I tried to get past my teammate. I had a better pace, I think. But maybe with a better preparation and not the mistake in qualifying, we could have won it, but you can easily say everything in hindsight. So
No.
quite it's quite a solid race, not really good, not really bad. We were quite lucky to finish P3, I think, starting from P8. So yeah, I think this season is the worst from my side in this league. I've been participating here since F1 2018, and it's the worst start to a season I've ever had. And I think I'm not driving at my normal level, but we were lucky today, and yeah, just maximize the points, I think, in the situation I was.
Yeah. So then, next time round, again it's Monza. How do you sort of feel coming into it? Confident? Not confident?
Well, I had a very good setup from last season. We already drove a season in this game. But the difference was I was driving with my Logitech last season, and I was really good on the brakes with the Logitech. But now with my Fanatec, I'm really bad on the brakes. So there are a lot of heavy braking zones. So I'm not expecting really much. I'm also quite busy now in real life. So I don't know if I will have the time to practice again. But definitely more than 1 hour. And yeah, I want to say GG's to Dave and Benno. Good pace. But yeah, in Italy, I think a podium is the target, and maybe to close in more and more and more on Dusa. And yeah, thank you for commentating the race.
Thank you for providing us with good racing.
I hope it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, so
Have a nice evening.
you too. So I'm now going to pass it over to Harold.
Yep. Hello. Having done the podium, let's straight up continue with P4. Hello, Adan.
Hi.
Yep. Hi. So yeah, Q3 maybe not the best appearances, but you definitely made up for it in the race and finished P4 in the end, passing Vinicius right on the last lap. So yeah, but tell us from your perspective.
Yeah, qualifying was pretty messy. Q2 lap was okay. Q3 was rather bullshit, to be honest. Yeah, because we only had one try due to the weather, obviously. Yeah, all or nothing, like a one-shot quali, and I'm not good at holding that pressure in one lap. Yeah, that was basically screwed my race before it even began. Yeah, had a pretty good getaway. Then was boxed in. Couldn't do anything more on the start. Then I had Herman right in front of me, which hold me up a bit. Safety car saved my race, luckily. Right on the back of Sparky and Dusa. The collision between the two I barely could avoid by cutting the track outside turn 2. Yeah, then had a pretty good pace, I would say. No chance against mediums at the beginning, but in the end they degraded too much, and yes, had a pretty nice overtake for P4, maybe P5 if Flo can remove his time penalty. We see.
All right then. So
Sorry
coming
for
up
the monologue.
to no problem. Coming up
nervous.
to
I'm more nervous than during the race, to be honest.
don't have to be. I'm not evil, at least not now. So yeah, Monza coming up next week. How are your feelings? Are you as nervous as you are today, or?
Nah, nay. English, very good. Last season I messed up big time in Monza. Made a pretty big mistake, which cost me probably the podium. I don't think I'm capable of repeating a potential podium this season, because everyone got so fast. It's incredible. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe top 5. That's highest I can aim for at the moment, I guess.
All right then, congratulations to P4 and good luck for Monza next time around.
I'm proud of myself finishing this English monologue.
Yeah.
Have a nice evening. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. So then, next time around, coming up, P5. Welcome, Venacious.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, closely missed out on Q3 and then also had a nice catch up in the race. Yeah, then a nice battle with Aidan in the end, but tell us from your perspective how your race weekend went.
Yeah, it started pretty bad in qualifying. My game showed me that it will only rain in Q3. So I thought in Q2 I'll wait a little bit for everyone to do their laps so I have clear air. But when I started my lap, it began to rain and I had no grip on the mediums. So I qualified on P11. And then I had nothing to lose and thought, yeah, let's just start on the hard tire in case the safety car comes out so I can switch to the mediums at the end. Which then came, but a little bit too early, so my tires degraded too much at the end. Yeah, and I couldn't clear Adam quick enough, so I could attack the Mercs. Maybe that would have helped my tires. But in the end, from P11 to P5, it's quite good.
Okay, Monza's up next time around. Quite a different track than Singapore. How are your feelings for Monza?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get on the podium because Dusa and so are just quick. But a good point finish like top 6 or top 5 would be good.
Okay, then thanks for the interview. Congratulations to P5 and good luck for Monza.
Thank you.
So then let's do our last interview for today, and guess we do it with Herman. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so quite a good qualifying from you in Q3, but then in the race quite some unfortunate situations, and it all went down from there. But tell us yourself.
Yeah, well, I was quite confident on the setup to be also prepared for some inter running there in Q2. So yeah, I was quite confident, and luckily I was just about in the window to be in that sweet spot to reach P9 with the medium. So yeah, we had a race yesterday in League 2 where it was faced with similar conditions. But to be honest, we had Inter yesterday, today not. And yeah, with a decent run, I could have gotten one place higher, P5, because I missed turn 1 a bit, and 5 thousandths of a second to MK was quite close, but not gonna lie. If you don't make mistakes and keep your lap valid, then yeah, you start in P6 sometimes. So that was quite nice. Obviously, my starts suck really bad. So yeah, I lost like 3 positions there, and then I had to get into the rhythm, making sure my first stint fits, and basically, make the medium work. I was stuck behind MK there. Overtaking is tricky. We have similar pace. Even with his one media soft, he was getting good exits on the straights. Then I had a chance, passed him, made a gap to the next car behind, and then we had a mistake during the pit stop. I was in a lap too early because we tried to keep the window to MK quite close. So basically, we lost out on the position and then on the safety car, which made following more cars in a closer space even more infuriating, since I had Soxon in front and he's quite slower than me on this weekend. I was really uncomfortable with my seating position. I have a very old wooden chair that is really, really annoying and uncomfortable to sit in. So I had really much some pain in my butt cheeks, and that made racing really hard in these conditions. If you have to be on high concentration all race. Then I had a mistake in turn 21. So last chicane before you come to the pit lane. And next thing you know, I'm in the wall. I pit for mediums, go full flat out, close the gap from 30 seconds to P11. And I'm quite happy with the last stint, to be honest. It was super fun. I could have continued even more. I just like this track a lot. Obviously, racing and overtaking is not great, but I enjoy the vibe it's giving me and how it feels. So yeah, P11 is obviously nothing that counts on the drivers' championship, but I still take the positives, and looking forward to Monza next weekend.
Okay, so you've taken a bit from me there. So to round it up, you think you're going to be fast when we arrive next time around at the Temple of Speedy Boys?
I hope so. It's my favorite track. It's record-wise, it's my best track as well. So not only the win in season 5, but also a very surprising podium last season around. It's going to be tough with this field to repeat that. Honestly, it's quite close, but I think lower points position and maybe with the luck of the safety car like last time out and being on those fresh softs at the end could make the difference. I'm looking forward to take what I've learned in the last 2 weeks into the rest of the season. It's we only made 1/3 of it as of today, so I'm looking forward to put in decent effort, and hopefully the result is I'd say at least lower points paying position, so around P9 and upwards would be excellent. So looking forward to it, and I'm stoked to get started.
Okay, I wish you all the best. And
thank you very much.
We come up to our famous celebrity that everybody wants to hear. Welcome, Flo.
Good evening.
Hello. So also P6 for you in the end. Great quali, but dropped to P6. So tell us from your perspective what happened during your race.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very disappointed because I think I could challenge Dave for the win. But let's start with quali. My quali pace was really good. But the one shot killed it, I would say. But P2 was okay. Then the race start, I messed up the start, lost the place to Benno. Then I thought, okay, you're very fast in the second stint. Let's concentrate on that. Then I did an undercut on Benno. That nearly worked, but not perfectly. Then came the safety car, and Benno, like he said, he braked in turn 1 to push his delta down and that he won't get a penalty. I couldn't avoid a crash and get front wing damage and a 5-second penalty. That destroyed my race, I think. Then I thought to myself, and Lodi said also, concentrate. We've got a long race in front of us, and I did my best, recover my best from the back. I did it also last season. Was pretty unfortunate with the crash. I think the win could be mine today, but no one knows what happened if we didn't collide in turn 1.
Okay, so the Italian Grand Prix is coming up next time around. Do you think you can challenge for the win there as well?
Yeah, I think so. If Dusa is not completely on another planet next week, then I think I can challenge the others for the win also. I feel pretty confident at the moment since race 1. And I think a podium is possible to 100%.
All right, that's going to be quite interesting. I wish you all the best, of course, for Monza. And
Thanks.
that's all of it from my side, and I give it back to Ryan to finish it off.
Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, so next race on Monza's gonna be a good one. The championship battles heating up. Everyone's gonna be wanting to, you know, gain on their position. Some people had a worse race than others today, so they're gonna be wanting to bounce back hard and really just push their title challenge forwards, really. So that's it. That's been it from me and Harold. So thank you for everyone for watching, and